And you can see that for Onic, they can play a very wide array of different playstyles.
For sure. As we're gonna take a look at the lineup for both of these teams, I expect no changes at all from Onic and Evos. We're gonna see in a second. Still Ludwig, Kyrie, Suns, Keyboy, and CW, Calvin Minata on the gold lane. Meanwhile, Evos, Shirley, Clockun, Annabelle, Fluffy, Dreams, and Grants on the gold lane. Grants versus CW, Mirko. What do you expect as a gold laner?
I expect Brands to be either bombastic or fantastic. You flip the coin, but CW as consistent as ever. And just like that, we will see who will claim the first slot into the grand finals, into MSC. Riyadh bound for one of these teams. The Sky Kings looking to defend their title up against the People's Champions. Ladies and gentlemen,
enough to go up against this new mastermind, mega mind for the side of Evos. Who have to pitches them against each other, supported by Adi and Caleb on the sides. For Evos, they've been able to actually go and just go with their own style and just win it out. They haven't really done a lot of counter drafts, a lot of, weird adaptive drafts. They seem to stick to their own roots, and they have brute forced their way with execution to really get the better of even the best of teams right here. Now against Onic, will that be enough? Will they be forced to do something a bit more creative?
I like that. Stick to your own preference instead of adjusting to the enemies, especially against Onic. A lot of weird drafts, a lot of weird picks has been brought out by Coach Yep throughout the years with Onic Indonesia or even Onic PH. And for all of you guys out there that's missing out on the live event in Jakarta International Velodrome, please, by all means, you can just come here right now or maybe tomorrow or in the grand finals as we can take a look at the stats for both of these teams. Same win rates, but look at that hero pool, Rashi.
54, like we were talking about, Mirko. That's a huge number. And if you look at the most banned by opponents as well, it's just quite a stark difference. The assassins here for Onic, definitely. But for the side of Evos, you can see two EXP laners showing again the presence of Fluffy in that macro game, in those team fights. So dynamic, such a signature player when he can get the heroes that can make those plays happen. And the most picks though, the Tigreal and the Minotaur, showing that Evos loves those team fights. They like Dreams to be able to make those game-changing plays, and with the experience, with the instinct that he's developed over the years, who can blame them? For the side of Onic, the jungle seems to be always focused on, but that Pakito has been always so prior to their win condition, and we're seeing a lot of teams wise up to it and target that EXP lane, trying to find a way to just shut down Ludwig, denying him any real impact in the game. Today, Evos will probably do the same thing, but Onic will definitely have something as a response here.
Let's take a look at the most banned by the opponent for Onic. Top 3, Nolan 8 times, Joy 8 times, Fanny, I believe also 7 to 8 times. So already a whole different team or a whole different strategy is needed to face off against Onic just because of the presence of Kyrie. Time and time again, this guy is a big game player. He's not afraid to bring out the assassins. Even last game or last match against Geek Fam, it was a closeout game in game number 4. They bring up the Fanny, a hero that you should probably not pick on that kind of situation, because we've seen even in NACD, game number 7, best player going on Fanny. Didn't work out because there's too much risk that you can deal with. That kind of situation, no objective take, no objective control. But Onic is just a whole different team, man. They are confident with what they pick, especially if Kyrie is using those carry heroes.
They thrive with those risky picks. They thrive with gambling on their skills, on their mechanics, but that's not what got them here.
Right here, you look at the most picked jungler heroes in each region. For NECT, you do see the Akai showing up right there, but generally, it's always been the Fredrin and the Barats, along with the Baxia that's fallen out of favor, at least for now, when we saw in the regular season, making a comeback in the playoffs. But for the side of Evos, there's a key difference here. Their jungler has been able to find success, weirdly enough, on all these signature picks that in theory should not be in the meta, should not work. But Evos has found a way to make it work. And so far, no real team has been able to really shut him down. If they go and try and ban it away, they let go for a lot of other prior heroes, and that is what has made Evos such a fearsome opponent.
Look at that. The crowd is pumped up on the possibility of their team going to MSC in their full gear with all this choreography. I'm so happy to see the excitement, man. This is just beautiful.
The passion has been here all the way from day number one, again, for the Evos fans. It was first against Liquid Aura, then against Bigetron. Both wins. And I could say, you know, other than the players, the coaching staff, obviously, we have to give it to the crowd for always hyping every little play that happens. Everything that goes Evos' way, it could be a Lethal Wanderer. Something as small as a Lethal Wanderer retry win. And the crowd goes wild. The Evos fans are so full of passion, and that's definitely one of the big factors as to why Evos are performing the way they are in the playoffs.
But today against the Onic supporters in full swing as well. Earlier shown on broadcast, chanting their own anthem. We'll have to see. There's going to be definitely a showdown in decibels as we are moving into the Coliseum towards the first drafting phase presented by the official tournament smartphone, the Samsung Galaxy S24 series. And already a quick progression in the bans.
Look at that, Ling and Kadira. You never thought this kind of bans would be in MPL Indonesia playoffs. Also Kyrie.
With Aura, it's that Luoyi. That's up for grabs for Evos Glory. First pick, always for Evos, usually. Do they change anything?
I feel like there's no real reason to do so.
There you go.
Especially with the macro pressure that he can get for Kwakun, who's been so creative. His team with the diversion. Now for Onic, knowing that they're up against a lot of mobility, technically global presence, what will they do? Is it going to be a split push scenario? Is it going to be a team fight counter? We've seen multiple ways to deal with the Luoyi. So far, none of them have been a complete shutdown.
And there's no global presence here anymore. Moskov banned, Chip banned, even the global hero, global presence adjacent, like Ling is already banned. And now Coach Chip has to, or like the whole entire lineup has to figure out how to deal with Kwakun. What's going to be the solution here?
Akai Roger is my guess, because looking at the Baxia pick, usually you would want to go for the Baxia here, but the thing is, up against Evos Glory, I think this is one of the only teams you don't want to go Baxia against if you don't ban the Alpha, right? It's a big pick, so that's why here, didn't go for the Akai actually, they went for the Valentina plus the Roger to start things off. They want to see what Evos go for in the jungle and then react.
But that's a problem when you're trying to go against Evos and you're waiting for them to expose the jungle pick. They can wait long times, even until the second phase, if they want to really allow Onic to waste a lot of their bans here. With the Valentina already picked up, it kind of denies like a Faramis and other big ultimates. Will they go for something like a Tigreal and Minotaur though, is my question. Having the Valentina available to try and steal some of those ultimates away.
Two signature picks in a row, or maybe three from Kwakun. Annabelle once again, 73% win rate. That's probably 10 of them are Annabelles. It's the only one that uses this here and has found success so far in MPL Indonesia. And also, Mr. Jabran, trying the bombasticness in the game with the blazing duet.
Do you want to go for Nolan now? That's my question, right? I mean, technically no Ling, but if you want to match up that Alpha clear speed, it's either Baxia that gets countered by Alpha in these team fights. If you want to avoid team fights, Akai. But if you want to go guns blazing with this kind of comp, Nolan?
That's the safe bet here if you want to go for their Akai. Nolan though, we've seen it used by none other than Annabelle himself. will Onic dare to use it, or if they are thinking of going with it, they can just wait and show it off later. Oh. They go for the Grok first here. Yahweh's signature pick, but he won't be in here for today. Having a lot of ways to really go in without really getting punished fully by the crowd control can be a valuable tool, but other than that, it's just the barricades.
Also a way to deal with the Luoyi as well, not getting CC'd by that passive, and also an extra layer for Bronze to be peeled when he's trying to go in with the Blazing Duet, because the knockup is very lethal. Going into the second banning phase. Right now, Evos doesn't have an EXP and a roll. Meanwhile, Onic, no jungler and EXP. And on cue is the usual second banning phase favorite, Export on the XP.
Yeah, this was an Export ban that was so prio, actually, by, or was it other teams when they go up against Evos. They really want to make sure that this Export doesn't really fall into their hands, especially if they want to go for those teamfight styles. And Evos' particular teamfight style, where they can just rush in and literally overwhelm you with all the damage, with all the tankiness in these fighters. It's almost like a throwback to the old 1-3-1 double fighter meta in the side lanes. It's a whole different situation now, but with the Fanny ban away, Evos are thinking that, especially for Onic, it's going to be some kind of assassin potentially in the jungle.
No, again, an EXP lane ban is apparently for Coach Yep. Ludwig's option is quite limited by now. Same with Fluffy, and also another EXP ban. Ooh. So maybe they're gonna bring up something like Benedetta or Paquito right away.
Paquito, it's always been respected against Onic for the most part. It is open, and you don't really see a reason not to go for this Paquito, man, for Ludwig.
I think, you know, there are a lot of XP lane heroes that come to mind. Paquito, Yuzong, Benedetta as well. They want to go for full dive. Technically, Yuzong can also make its way here. With the anti-CC, Black Dragon form, you do have a better way to enter these team fights. But Thamus, my friend calls this man Thomas.
Thomas.
Fun facts.
Very affectionate nickname there. Thomas in the EXP lane. He's going to be having the same kind of impact that the Alpha does, right? A bit tanky, does damage, can sustain a lot in the middle of those brutal fights. It's like an alternative to the CC. It's a bit more YOLO in. But right now, for Onic, they only have that wild charge and the barricade as an engage tool. They have to find other ways to really try and stop Evos as they go for an Edith, as well as a Barat. Nation towards the though, with the impact.
Nothing like the way they play in the regular season.
Well, we'll have to see if that will be enough, though, to go up against Onic, because they have been cleaning up as well. And you saw that when their backs were against the wall, they immediately turned up the speed, turned up the heat. So it's almost like we haven't really seen Onic at their full power just yet. But we'll have to see, right? This is the kind of match that will force them to do so.
4 minutes so far, nothing much going on. 1-2 boss. Still could have gone either way as CW.
Whoa. Blazing Duet from Brands just to clear the wave and to zone CW back.
I like that. I like that. Aggressive and not really that worried about your resources, because it's going to be up right away in the next team fight, possibly. And now you can catch up to the wave in the middle.
Brand's going to poke down. He has full stacks though, so he's able to just walk around. Meanwhile, Ludwig trying to find an angle now onto Fluffy. He goes. That's a knockup from Dreams with a retribution from Kai. Now CW with the Lycan form and Kyrie with the enhanced sight. Dream's gonna be next to the chopping block. The Sans goes in, and that's gonna be CW with his claws slashing down, and another enhanced chain, or scythe rather, used up by Kyrie. That's 3.
Kyrie the Sorcerer right away. 2 kills or 3 kills from Kyrie on that exchange. Now Onic has the gold swing. They have the opportunity. Block cut. The enhanced sight with Kai.
That's a lot of damage. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen, back home. In your ranked games, you're going to see a lot of Julians after this. Kyrie making it work, rushing the Holy Crystal as well. He's here for damage. And just like that, 1 turret and almost an instant snowball from Onic.
He's breaking the rules, not just of the land of Dawn, of the character he's from as well. He doesn't even need Mahoraga.
Yep. And he's playing safely too. He's not bringing Mahoraga right away in the early game.
Okay, enough with the but yeah,
I actually don't know what
Arashi
I'm
doesn't
talking
understand.
about.
Okay, well, for Onic at least, they're doing a great job here of really not showing their cards, and they are playing for pickoff technically. It seems like a bit of a teamfight composition, but if you look at their heroes, a lot of them actually do a lot of single target damage. So if Evos misstep, it seems like Onic is saving spells for the critical moment, and they're just bursting down the main front line. But look at this, Kyrie.
Spots it out, puts in the chain, gets munched on. Death to this welcome, spinning him back out. But Kyrie's still going to be alive and has sword. They all rush him. Dreams picks up the shutdown. Look, still in the midst of it all now, being able to put on some damage. Keyboy now around the back. Wild charge. Sans picks up a double. Dreams, no Primal Wrath to utilize. Caught. Sans steals away the Primal Wrath, knocks him up with the Arse Shatter. Meanwhile, Lippy deals with Fluffy. It's a full Fnatic Onic win.
Hitting in every clash possible. 2.3k gold lead in 7 minutes. They are rolling.
At perfect timing, Onic going for the turtle. Look at that clear speed. That's the Julian power. Now it's back to business as usual, hunting down for these turrets. Without even in the jungle, you can see Keyboy is looking for information. And despite having the diversion, oh, they're going for it again right now.
Oh, Lutpi, does he read it out?
Uh-oh.
It's a stare down.
Uh-oh.
Detonus welcome by Fluffy, and it's not going to be used aggressively.
Wow. Great wisdom from Lutpi there to recognize that there's no one on the map. Where are Evos? With a low Yi, they are somewhere, possibly close to me. He is not taking any chances. Take a look at some of the items here. The in-game equipment by Tunya Games. Keyboy acting all tough, but he only has 3 components. He isn't really going for a full item just yet. He wants to have those quick stats, but look at this.
Detonus welcome defensively as the wild charge goes onto the back, onto Fluffy. Meanwhile, he just got absolutely deleted. Sans stole away the Primal Wrath. Lutpi on Annabelle. That's a good dispersion in the back, but Lutpi now is going on to Annabelle, forcing that vengeance out of Lutpi, and Annabelle will be able to deal with Lutpi with the Spear of Alpha. This placement. Fnatic Onic take that 1 for 1. 2 with the turret in the mid lane, and they're happy with it.
They're not giving the Tigers any time of rest. They're still rolling through. Every time a clash is possible, they're gonna pull the trigger. That was an exchange, but an exchange that benefited Onic. And by the way, Arashi, I thought Holy Crystal is a late game item.
He just immediately rushed it. He knows that the scaling, the numbers on that Julian is so good. And look at that. I mean, earlier, we saw how Bigatron was able to use this Barats to be a main front line. And Coach Boots right here.
Coach Boots.
He is admiring his team's work. You saw that even Dreams, even Fluffy, the supposed front lines, get absolutely deleted. Now with the Blood Wings as well, he's going to be a lot more secure. And Onic just pushing the Evos to make the plays off of the diversion from...
No one takes it.
And notice how earlier in that fight, Keyboy just casually walks in with the power of nature, and the fact that they are so concerned about the wild charge just pushes everyone from Evos away. They have to try and find a solution for that as well, because Onic, they can do it again right here.
Slowly but surely. That's a conceal by Keyboy, and our shatter cancelled out. Fluffy, the Dino, completely deleted. How do they look for an angle to fight? Annabelle's forced to use the Spear of Alpha defensively to the back, and it's free for Onic, for Fnatic Onic.
Just dominant. Every time there's food, they're gonna take it. Every time there's an opportunity, they're gonna capitalize on it. This is the Onic that we're used to seeing, and 2 items right away secured. The big ones at that. Lutpi with a Vengeance and Blade Armor. Now Brands is gonna be in trouble whenever he's going for that Blazing Duet.
That is Sans with the Primal Red, just threatening for more DPS. Runs with the power spike, and the fight breaks out.
Death's welcome as the enhanced chain connects on the Dream. Still in the back, it's going to be Keyboy who lands a wild charge onto 2, but it's all just for the turret in the mid lane. That's a tier 2 claimed by Fnatic Onic. Nothing to retaliate with, Evos.
Wow, the fact that Sans technically got caught there, and he just walks out of there, no sweat. Now Clockland has a Divine Glaive though, so the frontline members have to be a bit more careful. But overall, when you want to talk about burst damage, man, Kyrie matching the Divine Glaive as well. Even without it, he was able to just one-shot anyone in the front line. Now he'll be looking to try and do the same.
Whoa! Oh my goodness!
Almost Clockland just got deleted. But now onward, onto Keyboy, who's forced to flicker out, conceal play. Now trying to retaliate, only forcing Evos back.
Already, a lot of gold lead has been put up by Onic, 6.5. Not quite the Onic, the most dominant Onic we're used to seeing, 1K gold per minute, but they're up there. So right now they're focusing their attention to the bottom lane, and all tier 2 turret is gone. Onic rolling through the Tigers.
Even Sans picking up that blood wings as well. It's gonna be a lot more durable, which means he can just walk up with the Primal Wrath. He's still holding on to it. Even if Evos expend their resources to try and shut down Kyrie, CW has been untouched in this game, going with that Roger build, with the Windtalker, with the Endless Battle, and the Great Dragon Spear. He's gonna be very, very mobile as a cleanup crew.
Wow.
Sans can output that DPS.
This marks Julian's debut in MPL Indonesia Season 13 after last being used by Suelo in MPL Indonesia Season 11.
Wild charge, knocking Dreams up. Oh my goodness, the damage and the Lycan pounds into the back line, but CW is still going to be able to survive. Annabelle Spears of Alpha to the back. Oh, Sans picks up the execute as Kyrie melts him. That's his welcome, bringing Kyrie back, and that will be a trade. Kyrie for 2.
A trade that they're happy to take any day of the week. 1, 2, 3. And now, 18 seconds left on Ludwig. My goodness gracious. Whew.
He even has the vengeance. He could have held it back. Fnatic Onic in the base, trying to go for the siege in the bottom lane, but will not be able to do it. Not with that wave, at least. Evos dealing with it very, very well. And Fnatic Onic, pull back.
They give away a shutdown, though, with Kyrie going aggressive there. 5 seconds till he's up. And the Lord is already ready for the taking. And you see that Brands went with the Rose Gold Meteor. He recognizes the threat of that magical damage. But that's the problem here. Will that alone be enough? It's not just Kyrie. You saw that in that base siege from Fnatic Onic. Sans was just hitting, free hitting, becoming a DPS character. Onic now jumping on the Lord right here. Evos don't seem to be in position to contest for anything.
0 diversion play value has been used by Klokun. A polar opposite on what he did against Pikachu Alpha.
And Liquid.
Yep. Now, what do you think is the difference in this game compared to the previous ones?
Well, now, it's just Onic snowballing way too hard for anyone. If they just clump up together, there's a wild charge threat, there is a enchanted, empowered side that can just follow up. And now look at Fluffy stuck behind a wall.
Jetson is welcome defensively, Dreams as well with the onward defensively, but a Primal Wrath gets stolen away and Fluffy gets eliminated in the back line. The pay zones them together. Spear of Alpha, but it only brings CW closer to them as Kyrie picks up a double, and they're gonna go march on towards the base. Kai, enhanced chain to find a triple kill.
Fnatic Onic, more like lunatic Onic. They're an absolute psychos of the game. 5-2-1, Grant's the only lone defender of the Tigers. Can he do it?
Flip the coin is what he needs to do. Maybe reset is what they need to do as well. That's a stolen blazing duet to dance on Evos' Game 1 graves.
That is a statement from Fnatic Onic to the Tigers. We are still the kings of the game. We are still the Sky Kings. You are the challenger.
A dominant showing, shutting down the Alpha from Evos, shutting down the whole aggression. We thought that Evos were gonna attempt to run over Fnatic Onic, but Onic pulled the reverse card and ran over Evos instead.
An absolute stomp. Julian's debut in Season 13 in the hands of a man that is known as the best assassin user in the world, successfully brings Fnatic Onic closer to Riyadh, to MSC.
We've talked about the hero pool and the confidence that Kyrie and the whole team has to him. Turned into a convincing victory. Now, job's not done. 2 more games to go to Riyadh.
It's a great play for Onic to just deny everything. And look at the Roar Master himself. subdued for now, waiting for the next opportunity. But for Onic, denying the global play, responding, reading through that macro play that was so elusive, so confusing for anyone going up against Evos, and even matching the alpha clear speed. They definitely have done their research. And even in the drafting phase, you saw that Evos were the ones that were caught completely by surprise. We thought with the Julian has potential, but if you can beat the alpha in clear speed, I think now you're...
It's just a curveball, a perfect curveball from Coach Yep in the last phase of the draft. Who would have thought? We've asked the question, how do they break through the frontliner from Evos when there's a lot of engaged potential in Edith and also Barats? Well, you have Julian that can shred down your frontliner with those Holy Crystal first item, and what's the item? Holy Wings? Not.
Blood Wings.
Blood Wings.
I'm sorry.
And Divine Glaive Rush, right? So, I mean, just the Holy Crystal alone, he was able to shred through the frontliners with the Divine Glaive, Arashi. He was basically dealing true damage.
And that's crazy because usually back then we saw that the Genius one is something that he goes, Julian would go for. Not that damage, we want that power. And it's not just the Julian, right? Oh, the Julian, this the empowered side, that's big damage. Then there's Sans with the Primal Wrath. We saw that in the bottom fight there. Maybe we'll see it in the highlights. Sans just caught Evos completely off guard. He was just free hitting, and he just secured one kill and did a ton of damage to everyone else.
Let's see though, who was the most valuable player in that game? Well, no surprise there, no surprise. Kaya once again showing off with his debut Julian.
Just give him the Assassins, I think now, yeah? I think we can all agree, yeah? Damage dealers? Okay.
Maybe. I mean, in a way, it's still easier to deal with than this Julian, because he was absolutely elusive with it. He is the player of the game, presented by our official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy series. He was going in aggressively, but the management of his skills, which skill to empower, it's just so good. And he was using him for the most part. He knows he's a damage dealer. He knows that there's utility built into his team already. He is threatening the counter-engage with the Enchanted Chain. If Evos want to clump up together for a big diversion play, they can be comboed with the big wild charge as well. But unless that is a possibility, he just sticks to the Enchanted Sword for the clean escapes, for the chase even in the bottom side of the map near the Evos base earlier on. And of course the Empowered Scythe does way too much damage. Let's look at the player of the game highlights by our official gold partner, Ube S Gold. Even earlier on, we were expecting Evos to go and get a big, long fight with a lot of chase. But even Annabelle here just left for dead. And this was the play that Evos attempted to try and equalize. But look at how this is played out. They used everything, and Kyrie was still able to get out and force some more battle spells. And look at the charge. Doing damage, tanking everything. And you gotta give a shout out to Keyboy. His responses in this game has been amazing. The barricades more than once have sealed the deal for Evos' members. And the wild charge as a deterrent is something we haven't seen so far. That is a solution that Onic were able to use.
I think everyone pretty much deserves a shout out, at least a bit.
Look at Sans.
Oh, yep. Primal Wrath with Valentina. You're basically a TPS at this point.
A lot of damage. Even afterwards, the barricade to start things off once more. And immediately, everyone coming in from the sides. No one can stop the push and that wild charge onto 3 members. So I was saying, shout out to Keyboy, because he was enabling all these big plays. And look at Kyrie with the read. It was so dominant that they were able to just chill inside the base of Evos and wait for the waves to come in. All nonchalant. Almost casual from Fnatic Onic.
11k gold lead in 14 minutes. Come on, Onic. Come on. This is not you.
Could have done better, man. Yeah. You know, where's the 15,000? Where's the 18,000 gold lead, right? It almost seems like for Fnatic Onic, it's another day at work.
I mean, Onic, if you're gonna claim that you're great, go faster than 10 minutes, then we'll talk. Yeah.
They might just do that next game, Arashi. You have challenged the gods of the game.
We'll have to see at the items for a while here, though. CW, like I said, relatively untouched. We talked about how there's an extra DPS from Sans on the Valentina, but CW understands that, okay, for the looks of it, every time a fight kind of breaks out, a lot of the damage, we talked about this on Evos' previous match, by the way, all the damage comes out very, very fast. Now, Fnatic Onic turn the script around. They're the ones that can go instantly with the big wild charge, followed up by all these ultimates. And then once everyone's kind of low, now they gotta back away. Because unlike the usual fights, they can't really match up with the card control first of all. But afterwards, there's CW, who is still out-farming Brands, who are still doing well in his lane. And if you just walk up carelessly against that Roger, that extra execute damage, the extra damage from the low HP will seal the deal as well. So it's again, it's always a multi-layered strategy coming in from Onic, and it takes time for you to decipher. Probably more than just one single game. So you can bet that right now, the coaching staff for Evos Glory are just trying to churn out those brain waves, #Eterna.
Look at the statistics though. All of it is dominated by Onic. Not a single statistics goes for Evos. GPM, damage dealt, damage taken as a Thomas, and also total assist by Keyboy. Everyone deserves a shout out. Meanwhile, Kyrie, look at that. 2 Lords, 2 Turtles, and 2 Turrets.
Perfectly.
Talk about doing everything
fair
on its own.
Perfectly equal.
Yeah.
He was a damage dealer, man, and with the Swift, those empowered basic attacks from the Julian, those sting. I mean, it doesn't really, you can't really see that massive burst when you're in the middle of a big fight, but those attacks definitely hit hard.
Yeah, you don't notice it, and then you're gone, right? And by the time you notice it, you've already been taken out, and I think Fluffy had to learn that the very hard way. They got Scythe and Sword and Chained. Oh man, no wonder the dinosaurs went extinct, you know?
Yeah. So, we saw the Julian, right? Now, what do you think is the strategy for strategy? Because the Julian pick is an absolute curveball. No one expected it, even us. So, do you want to overthink it and put it into your notebook? Oh, they're going to pick Julian, or maybe there's some chances they're going to pick a Julian. Or do you just focus on drafting a good team for your own?
Usually drafting for a good team on their own is the response. To be fair, right, this Julian just came out of nowhere, so it's not really fair to like tell to just decide right now that, oh, Evos can't deal with the Julian. It came out of nowhere. Now that it's in the picture, at least in the when you're strategizing against it, you can kind of treat it like an assassin, right? For the most part, he's still very squishy. We saw that if he can get caught by some kind of crowd control from the side of Evos, it's still possible. So I think they can still kind of consider him one more assassin, right? And take into consideration the extra clear speed, the extra crowd control, and then go with their normal strategy for now. But if the Julian pops off once more, then I think they have to start respecting it. That's just the way it is, right? And that's why we have a best of 5. This is the playoffs where there is time to adapt, to try and solve these puzzles.
Well, I mean, it's easier said than done, but if the plan was to go Barats anyways, right, in the second phase, might as well pick it up in the first phase. Don't be too reliant on the alpha pick, because that pick is great for Anavel, don't get me wrong here, but it is very, very one-dimensional in a way that it'll only go to the jungle, right? We're not going to see it in XP, gold lane, but the Barats, we've seen it flex many, many times, and hey, they were able to make the flex pick work yesterday up against Big Turn Alpha. Why not today?
Yeah. Just want to say, though, I think the world is a better place when Onic plays an assassin.
Yeah, I mean, depends on how you look at it, right? If you are tired of the domination, then I guess no, but if you're Ghani, Ghani's feeling good right now.
Yeah, for sure.
He's already...
How about you guys?
I feel great, dude. I mean, I've been an Onic fan since birth, you know? Right, Rashi?
His blood is yellow, I'm just saying. It might be a health issue, or he might have been an Onic supporter.
Okay, we need to recharge ourselves for a second with a break. So do not go anywhere. Stay tuned to MPL Indonesia Season 13.
Oh!
For the Indonesian fans here wondering, who is that? I don't know who this guy is. I'm going to call on over 2 friends here that you're more familiar with. Clara, Monica, I feel like I need some help here. Because some people are starting to wonder who's that guy in the middle of the stage starting talking.
Teman-teman semua, this is our international friends from Philippines. Raptor, aka Renmar, aka who? Our host.
I'm the host now?
Yes, with us.
I feel like next to you guys I'm underdressed.
But you look very cool.
I look okay? Do I look okay? I look okay?
Keren.
I'm okay, alright. I got the audience approval, that's fine.
Oh wow, semua orang mencintai Raptor di sini. But how do you see Indonesian MPL?
I I always love seeing the Indonesian crowd, especially when I first came here in Jakarta. Like the energy, hearing all of the fans and their cheers. I can feel the drums downstairs when we're in the talent area. It's always just an amazing energy here in MPL Indonesia.
Wow, luar biasa memang ya energi di MPL Indonesia. But Renmar, Raptor, welcome back to Indonesia.
Thank
It's
you.
been several times you back here in Indonesia. You say it's amazing here, but how if you compare it with the MPL PH community?
Oh, it's really a different energy, but comparing it with the MPL Philippines community, I just love how no matter the difference in how they show the support, here in Indonesia, you hear the drums constantly running, you always hear the songs and all of the chanting. In the Philippines, it's a little bit, like for the wrestling fans, it's like closer to Japanese wrestling, you know, where the fans sometimes are kind of quiet, but then suddenly a burst of energy comes up. And at the end of the day, it's just love for the athletes and love for MLBB Esports.
Jadi seneng banget ngelihat antusiasnya, drumsnya, semua hal yang ada di sini tuh bener-bener apalagi dengan supportnya kepada para playernya nggak henti-henti dia lakukan.
Yes, jadi luar biasa sekali emangnya komunitas di sini juga.
But Reptar, we want to ask you, what are you doing here? Are you here to supporting the Filipinos player that is playing in MPL ID?
Well, yeah, of course. I wanted to come back here. I already knew I wanted to come back to Indonesia as early as January. So I didn't even know when the playoffs were starting yet. By April, I already booked my tickets. Came here to see friends. I've missed seeing some of the English casters here, the friends we made back in other tournaments the last time I was here. And of course, yes, to support the Filipino players and the teams. Earlier, Geek Fam and even Coach Theo, I got a chance to give them there's a Filipino snack. It's called polvoron. And I gave it to them. Polvoron? Polvoron. Yeah.
We tried it too.
I'm mixing up my own dessert, snack. But yeah, I gave it to them and it's just nice catching up with them.
Untuk mendukung mereka juga dan tadi juga here playing in this season, the Filipinos player.
Oh, how the Filipino players are doing? I mean, well, how many teams in the playoffs have Filipino players? At least one, or the coach, or the analyst. Wait, all of them. So it's just good to see that my fellow Filipinos, my countrymen, they're shining here in MPL Indonesia. And I'm looking forward to seeing them eventually to whoever one of them will be going to Riyadh for MSC.
But how do you see their performance in Indonesia?
Oh, their performance overall, I love it. Filipinos in Indonesia play a little bit differently. The Indonesian players bring something out of Filipinos, a little bit more fighting, a little bit more grit, and I like it.
Okay, but you said earlier, MSC 2024 is in our eyes. It's really near and we want to show you something. Let's check it out together. Because MSC 2024, and we can see that Indonesia, we got 2 trophies, but Philippines 3 trophies.
Yeah, I'm seeing something. That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 for the Filipinos.
Whoa, but
I'm just counting.
oh, do you think that in this year you can still get one more?
I wouldn't be a Filipino if I thought that there's no chance for us to win MSC. I mean, I feel like maybe next season here in MPL Indonesia, that graphic might be 4 trophies next time. But I'm not shaking off the idea as well that maybe next season, that's going to be 3 for Indonesia or maybe another region. We'll see.
Let's see, apakah mungkin nanti di season selanjutnya gambar ini akan berubah? Apakah piala MSC bakalan nambah 1 di Filipina jadi 4? Atau sebaliknya ya, bakalan 3 sama ya sama Indonesia dan juga Filipina. Jadi kita akan lihat nanti kata Reptar.
Benar, but talking about the trophies, we haven't got the representative from Indonesia. From these 3 teams, who do you think deserve to be Indonesian representatives?
Okay, so you didn't ask me for my prediction. You just asked me who do I think deserves it. I'm going to play the safe answer and say all of them deserve it, of course.
But the prediction is?
2 teams.
2 teams? You're really putting me on the spot.
2
See,
teams.
this is tough. There are Filipinos in every team right now. You want me to give a prediction? What am I going to do? If I miss out on one team, one of the other teams that has a Filipino player, analyst, or coach is going to be like, Reptar, come on.
But
It's like, I'm not even safe anymore. I'm not even the Philippines.
You know what? You will be a legend if your predictions is correct.
All right. I feel like, I don't know why, there's a part of me I just want to, it'd be interesting to see Geek Fam in MSC. A lot of people are sleeping on them, but I feel like they're going to be good. But I feel like instead of asking me, hang on, give me a second. Maybe your help might be good here. Where are the fans of Fnatic Onic? Will Fnatic Onic make it to MSC? Where are the fans of Evos? Will Evos make it to MSC?
Have you decided?
I can't decide now because I feel like if whatever team I say, the other side will be chasing me.
So?
Besides Geek Fam, one more team. It's okay because you gave them Pulveron, so it's okay.
You're really gonna make me pick. All right. I flipped an imaginary coin in my head. Oh, something about Fnatic Onic just looks good.
Oh, prediksinya benar. It's okay. Let's see this.
Red.
Reptar, who will be the strongest on the MSC 2024 because we got a lot of the qualifier and we have a lot of teams here.
Yeah.
Who will be the strongest on the MSC?
Oh, based of the names that we see here right now, honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing SRG from Malaysia play. Not to say that they're going to be like the strongest, but there's something about them, how they played in Malaysia, that unbeaten run in terms of series. I'm excited to see them on the international stage, Selangor Red Giants.
Jadi SRG ya katanya, kira-kira kayaknya SRG yang bakalan menjadi yang mungkin player Raptor nanti performance-nya seperti apa nih, Bude?
That Onic will be, Fnatic Onic will be the one that going to the Riyadh.
I mean, you just asked me and you made me say.
And Geek Fam, so two of the teams.
All right, fine, if you need
Okay.
that clip. All right, for the Clippers out there, this is it. This is for the Clippers. Where's the camera? That camera? Is it that one? All right, for the Clippers, Reptar believes it'll be Fnatic Onic and Geek Fam going to Riyadh. All right, there's your
Yes.
content.
We got it. Thank you, Raptors. Thank you. But
Sorry, Evos, I love you guys.
it's okay. Going China. But Raptor, we want to ask you something. We want to hear something from you.
Okay.
And everyone here wants to hear from you. But I have a device that can help me to translate what you're talking about. We have Samsung here. So it's super easy. You can just talk and click because here, you can click it here from
All right.
English and then you can speak and then click it back and then it will translate what you're talking about.
Okay, so it'll automatically translate.
Yes.
All right, what should I say?
You can say whatever
Say
you
anything?
want.
All
Yes.
right. Okay, just to test it out.
Okay, click it.
All right. Hi, Indonesian fans. Thank you for your warm welcome here in Jakarta.
And click back.
Martin Indonesia, terima kasih atas sambutan hangat Anda di Jakarta.
Wait, is that accurate? Maybe it'll be better if I read it out. Baik, penggemar tinggi Indonesia. Is that correct? Terima kasih atas sambutan hangat Anda di Jakarta. Is that correct?
Wow, keren sekali. Jadi ini ternyata
Saya
dengan-
masih belajar bahasa Indonesia.
masih
Mohon
belajar
maaf.
bahasa Indonesia. It's okay, but with the help of Samsung Galaxy S24 series, ternyata bisa nih langsung dengan bantuan AI-nya ada interpreter. Jadi kita bisa langsung mentranslate nih bahasa asing ke bahasa Indonesia dan juga sebaliknya. Jadi nggak usah pusing lagi nih kalau ngomong sama teman-teman kita yang di luar sana kayak Reptar.
Betul sekali. Jadi nggak ada halangan untuk berkomunikasi dengan Samsung Galaxy.
Yeay.
Seneng banget di sini, but we have to continue our best of 5 series in this final
Okay.
upper bracket, Reptar.
Okay.
Can you help us to pass it to the caster?
Do you want me to do it?
Yes.
All right.
You're the host. Goodbye.
Sure, I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's game number 2 between Fnatic, Onic, and Evos Glory. Remember, only one of these two teams will be locking in their slot to MSC today. The other goes to the lower bracket. So, as we say in MPL Philippines, casters, pasok.
Thank you so much for our good friend, Mr. Renmar Santa Cruz, gracing us with his presence here in MPL Indonesia. And hopefully we get to enjoy Jakarta and MPL playoffs to the fullest, because we have a lot of good games in our hands and up more coming.
Way more coming. I mean, we have just game 1 there with Kyrie on the Julian. Who knows what other picks both Evos Glory and Fnatic Onic have in store for us for this entire series. Rashi, what do you want to see, personally?
Oh, what do
Omao wants to see Hanabi. I'm just going to throw that out there, you know? Omao wants to see Hanabi.
I want to see an Angela jungle.
You're one of the pee-pee poppy booms.
Yeah, and also
Shout
use
out.
favor.
Although, what?
Favor.
So how is she going to jungle and roam?
That's what I want to see. Expected.
That is a bit too unexpected, I must say. I think I would go and steal a page out of Omawa's book.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's effective. I don't think it can really work all that well. Wouldn't it be great to see an
Amon?
Amon though? Yo!
Hey, Amon!
I just like the kit because I give it a try, and it's just a unique kit, right? And it's fun to see because Julian, we just saw him just pop off in the Land of Dawn. I think Amon maybe would find it difficult, but if either team pulls it off, the Clippers are gonna have a good time.
I love the hero. I hate the pronunciation of Arashi, you know, Amon.
Hey, Amon.
I mean, what else? How else would you pronounce it?
Ah, Mon.
There you go.
Oh, okay. I mean, Amon is kind of awkward, I would say. It's like, I think Julian is a better version of Amon. What did you think?
It's a better version. Interesting.
More flexible for sure.
Yeah.
But it's different. It's not very all in the assassin
of
gameplay.
course.
A bit of a fighter. You can kind of build it as a bit of a brawler as well, technically. That was why the Julian was kind of so popular, right? It's flexible, and in the current meta, flexibility seems to be key. But, you know, we'll have to see, right? This is just us hoping for something crazy to show up once more, because the Julian itself, that's plenty, right? Dare we ask for more?
We should ask for more.
Right.
It's the
Hello, Coach
qualifiers
Jeb.
for MSC 2024. It's the invitation to see the world.
Yeah.
You have to go beyond what is known to be expected.
Yeah, I think for me, if we're playing for real here, I think I just love when I see Assassin on the jungle. Oh, Assassin's on the jungle. What?
No, I just remember there's one more hero that I think has potential, but we haven't really seen.
I mean, it is borderline meta when you're picking it against an Atan. But unfortunately, the one that uses Lolita quite often, play with a chip works better in practice.
Yeah, that's true.
No, right? Never say never, bro. It's season 13.
I think if there's a team that would pull that off, is Alter Ego.
Oh man.
I mean, they love to revitalize. Revitalize,
true.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, both Rossi and Rectus played the chip with the Revitalize. Let's take a look at the stat, though.
Where's the stat?
3P champions versus People's champions. 1-0.
Oh yeah, that's a stat, all right. Very informative.
It's important if you're tuning in right now, you might want to roll back and catch some of the action, maybe in the highlights, because the Julian came out of nowhere and just wrecked in the Land of Dawn, even though Wrecked isn't here. So we have to wait and see in game number 2. There's been a long pause here, technically, right? There's been a long amount of time since the end of that game. There's been a lot of time here for Evo's coaching staff to really start analyzing, to really start coming up with solutions. And at the same time, for Onic, they can themselves try and predict what will Evos try and do.
I think don't change too much. Change it a little bit, right? Like if you want to utilize that bronze anyways, try to utilize it as a flex pick, and then later on you can decide whether you want to ban the Julian, because I don't think you want to ban it in the first phase. No way.
For sure.
Way too expensive. But they picked up the blue side away from Onic, and Onic are comfortable on the red side. So do Evos try to change that, the side selection?
And I do think I would love if Coach Strategy would move on from the Ling ban because they do have a, never mind.
Nope.
They do have a player that can use or utilize the Ling as well as anybody, it's Annabelle. But still, same game plan, Luo Yi, Chip, and a Ling, so no global presence whatsoever. Mostov is already banned as well. First pick though, Valentina for Evos.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Speaking of flex in the first phase, man, that Kadita, I think only Fnatic Onic have been able to utilize the Kadita in Season 13, and the way they utilize it is, it's an amazing flex pick. Both Sans and Keyboy have been lethal on this pick. Since what, Season 8? Season 9? Season 10? Season 10? All the seasons.
A long, long time for sure. More than we can probably recall instantly. With the Kadita in the picture though, what would be accompanied by the Roger once more can be flexed, but we saw that there was no issue at all for CW to use it there in the goal lane. 2 picks for Evos. The Akai showing up right here.
I mean, 2 heroes that's not really easy to punish with the presence of a Kadita, but I would probably love it if they can combo it in the next phase with a Mathilda. Just because of the photo, you can kind of negate some of the damage, some of the burst damage that's coming in from Sans possibly. Because that's extra life for you every time he pulls on the rough waves.
And technically for Evo's glory, they have secured a flex pick, right? You wouldn't expect the Akai to be as flexible as Evos make it to be, because only Evos have been able to flex this pick, not just to the roam in the jungle, but to the XP. A rival XP Fluffy. That is, it might not come through, but it is a pick that they can go for.
It's one of the pick of all time.
Baxia though, and they banned Alpha straight up.
You're talking, Mirko, about not maybe picking the Alpha too early on, but hey, this is what happens when you don't. Taken away immediately. Now for Evos, is it gonna be Assassins? No. They really firm with the Baxia will be in the jungle, and that's probably the case.
Yeah, still with the XP ban over and over again. Might be an export again for the Coach Yep, considering they picked a Baxia here that doesn't really do well against an export. But let's see though if Coach Yep wants to utilize that instead of just banning it out. Never mind.
They banned it out. Thomas though will follow through as well.
Like that.
They know the Thomas.
Just what you said, Miracle. Just the little adjustment.
Yeah.
And I think this is a perfect way to end up the banning phase in the second phase for Evos.
And the banning phase here for Evos, banning away the Thamus, I feel like it kind of solves the issue of having that just really beefy, really durable, rubbery frontliner. But now there's a Baxia that can take its place. Now it doesn't really work the same way, kind of, but at the same time, Fnatic Onic can very easily make an adjustment to really try and support this Baxia and make sure that he doesn't really fall victim. Without the Alpha as a possibility anymore, there are limited choices here for Evos to really try and deal some kind of true damage for the Baxia, right? With the X-Broke ban away, with the Marksman already picked for Evos, with the Alpha no longer in the picture as well. This is what Onic are trying to use. Taking the Ruby as well to try and deal with any kind of pesky dive maneuver.
They're really hiding this last pick because it's still Flex, Kadita, and Ruby. Ruby can go to the hands of Lutpi. And Kadita can go either way, Sans or Keyboy, making Evos show their cards first.
I'm very surprised that there's little to no attention to the Mathilda. But again, 2 or maybe 3 beefy frontliners here. They have to find a new strategy here for Coach Yep, who's gonna be the shredder of these 3 guys at the front. What's the option here?
Akito Benedetta for the XP. Yutong is another option to go for. What else for Lutpi? No CC, no Thamus.
They just want to try and get more damage and CC, or do they want to get something with regeneration, something with sustain, right? Sustain seems to be the name of the game for the longest time. And with the Thamus, there was damage, but there was also sustainability coming in from his kit.
Is Zeroth playable here?
Zeroth here? I feel like it's a bit too ambitious.
It's punish
honestly.
easily. I do think so. Well, still gonna be the signature here from Lutpi, still standing at 86% win rate out of 7 uses for the rookie of Onic. Let's see though if that's gonna stay the same or maybe get better in this game after he picked it up. Looking at the statistics from the draft, Rashi.
Early and mid for Evo ability. Hey man, some team is gonna ban Famous and let Ludpi play the Paquito. I would have laughed in your face, but here we are in game number 2 between Fnatic, Onic and Evos Glory. Heading straight into the Land of Dawn.
Take us there, Sheffin.
Second round of the decider match of the Indonesian representative. Sooner than anyone else in the league. Is it the Tigers? Is it
5 seconds till the enemy?
It's Fnatic
Smash
Onic
them.
versus Evos.
Go. Still on the Jakarta International
Welcome
Velodrome with
to
the
Mobile Legends.
electrifying atmosphere.
Just like that, we saw a bit of a difference in game number 1. Straight in game number 2, look at the emphasis in the mid lane. Kyrie and Annabelle though, competing for that clear, but that's the Baksha clear that was so notorious. Now in the mid lane, you can see after the clear, everyone already making gank on the Farsa, on the Kadira. They'll assist Ludpi in getting an EXP advantage instead.
Look at that little win in a small camp as they also take the top lane. So already 2 very good take here from Onic.
Looking at the battle spells and the emblems by GamesMax, Grants with all the respect, tenacity with the Purify as well. He doesn't feel safe even just with that Purify, especially against Sans. But look at this!
And onward onto Sans. He's still able to survive with Petrify as well.
my
Big
God.
Dreams and Sans! Gila Sans!
That looks like a blunder for Sans. But you forgot something. This is Sans we're talking about.
That was finesse. He made it look so simple. Sidestep, Petrify, walk off, pick off.
The knockup too.
Cool,
Perfectly
guys.
placed. Perfectly timed to make Dreams tank all the damage from the turret aggro.
Cool guys don't look at explosions, man. Sans walking away right there. And you're seeing the pressure coming through. Turtle is up in 8 seconds. And in the jungle, at least, Kyrie is having a field day. He was doing a lot more damage than Annabelle on the Akai. We haven't seen Annabelle pop off on these tanky utility junglers. Sans, though, once again, just walking up, knowing he has a passive.
Ludpi as well, just gonna go for the clear here, getting a level advantage, and Kyrie rotates around to the turtle.
Okay, level 3 still for Dreams and Keyboy, so with the utility from those two will be very, very little.
Fluffy has the penalty zone. Annabelle have heavy spin. They decide to go for one fight first.
Oh my God!
Damage not gonna be there just yet, and naturally it's gonna be Evos who turn it around. Kyrie still able to secure the turtle. Evos Glory with an amazing re-engage to what looked like Fnatic Onic free pick.
Out of nowhere, man, that heavy spin turned things around. Fortunately for Evos, man, with Dreams, just they have an impact. Onic, despite the fact that there is in Nakai, they're still able to secure the neutral objective. That has to be a bit of a mental boost. And CW, sure, again, it's going for that aggressive build with the Windtalker early on.
Clocken choosing to go for the rough waves instead of the Ammo Finded. What do you think, Arashi? At this point, which ultimate brings more utility and uses in a team fight?
Well, in a team fight, the rough waves can allow him to be a lot more aggressive. It can be comboed somewhat as well. But when I'm offended, there's more utility. But it seems like for Evos, they feel like they have enough, right? With the penalty zone, with the heavy spin. Ooh, no yo though. That's a I'm offended not landed. That's France coming in aggressive.
Clock on 2, he's poking them down slowly but surely, but they're already trying to give their gold lane, mid and gold lane, both minion waves.
Now in the late game too, even in the mid game, Ludpi has the advantage of that far lane. It's even Fluffy knowing that Ludpi is gonna cut the lane, possibly try to get some advantage on that movement speed, on that mobility. Meanwhile, Annabelle getting caught out.
Shield Unity into the Breath of the Ocean, forcing that heavy spin out. Ludpi still waiting in the midst, a 2-man Earth Shatter, connecting from Dreams, and CW will go back to Lycan form to run back top. He needs that wave!
Power wave.
Not the power wave.
That's a wrong wave, man.
Exactly.
The brainwaves.
on the other side. The brainwaves, though, from both these teams. That's a great move from Onic to burn the heavy spin. But with the turtle spawning right here, there's a chance Annabelle can have that spell ready for the next turtle fight as well. Kyrie just rolls into action, connects with Dreams though.
Dreams has to respect that. No one to rotate quick. Annabelle clearing the mid lane. Keyboy, I'm offended. Breath of the Ocean straight up into the rough waves. Taking Annabelle to half HP, but look at the Primal Wrath used up as well. Keyboy forced to flicker out. And Sansa zoning. Kyrie gets a free turtle. 2 neutral objectives to the side.
And we don't even see it. We come to expect from Onic. It's kind of deterring them from going too ham in the middle of these fights. Looking at the in-game equipment by Dunya Games. Never mind, big fight.
Shield Unity once again. This time Dreams, no Primal Wrath. It's a full initiation on the roamer. And they're happy with just one pick. Oh, Kyrie gonna go for that. Oh, Keyboy almost steals it away with a Don't Run Wolf King, but Brands secures it for the team. No purple buff for Annabelle. Sans holding. Battle Mirror Image straight into the Petrify that is used up, but Sans is able to use that oddity very, very well to escape. Fluffy now gonna be caught in the Shield Unity as CW jumps in, but a defensive penalty zone will connect on the 3. Blazing wet from Brands, but Kyrie finishes Fluffy off. Meanwhile, Brands is forced back, but Lycan Pounce follows him through, and now goes back to the guns. Brands with the Battle Mirror Image, and Sans again finds the Breath of the Ocean to take Brands down.
Onic is looking to replicate the first game, finally, with that Onic Express, just running through everyone. Every clash is won. Every opportunity, they take it. And Sans just doing Sans things in the top lane.
You're seeing this trend right here. Players going with the Baxia, not colliding, just rolling around because it's about information. It's about pressure. But Evos just getting strangled here in the map control. You can see that the Paquito in the hands of Ludpi has also allowed him to be so dominant in this lane, already getting a turret over Fluffy, the laner that's usually so dominant. And this is the formula. 2 turrets taken on the top and bottom side, and then making a play for the mid lane. The feints here. The apparent engage that isn't pulled on until it is.
I'm offended into the Breath of the Ocean. Annabelle poke down. Fnatic Onic still waiting for an angle to attack, trying to bait out those big abilities from Evos.
Just very patient. Even Keyboy, there's some opportunities for him to get Clockun, but he knows that he still has dash. And even Annabelle still has the heavy spin. Onic is hesitating at this point. They want to take it the safe way.
The wave in the top side is still even very much. It's going to be a 50-50 on whose side of the map it pushes towards. Ludpi did not set it up before rotating there, curiously enough. And Onic, they're just waiting for a chance, waiting for another play. Kyrie jumping in.
Two-man, I'm offended into the Earth Shatter, but look at who's pinned down. It's a heavy spin. Retreat battle, it's Annabelle who wins it. Ludpi in the back trying to go for Brands, but he's able to go back to the Battle Mirror Image. It's actually going to be another Earth Shatter that connects onto them. But CW, Calvin Winata, now with the claws trying to tear Fluffy apart. That's a double kill traded for that turtle for Evos.
The move, the counter for the Tigers. At this point, 3-0-3 for Mr. Calvin Winata. And they're still looking for more gold. An orange buff, possibly stealing it. Oh my god.
He gets caught on the onward, now plays new one as well, but he's able to escape. Lycan Pounce to dodge away, and might be a big CW. Shut down by Dreams, and LePay gets the knockout strike to take Claw down.
And in the midst of all the chaos, Annabelle loses his orange buff, loses the purple buff as well. Despite having a bit of a trade-in for Evos, in the end, Onic is still making sure that Kyrie is ahead 2 levels right now. With the heavy spin, this still means that Evos can go for this contest. But if they're not careful, Annabelle won't have enough tankiness, enough durability in order to stop being forced to use the heavy spin as a survival tool instead of a utility tool.
Has been the whole story in every clashes. Evos response from Onyx engage, and Kyrie with the jukes.
Juke the Earth Shatter, doesn't juke the onward, but it seems like he wants to get hit by the onward. He wants to fight. Annabelle forced to use a heavy spin. Defensively, Sans with the Petrify. Oh, Lycan Pounce almost taking Annabelle down. Meanwhile, Fluffy caught in the midst of it all, forced to use the DPZ. Let us engage with that Earth Shatter.
Oh, look at who's lurking in the shadows. It's Ludpi. Getting caught out by Brands. Good map recognition there for Mr. Jabran.
That's a great play by Onic, by the way. Knowing that Evos wants to try and salvage some gold, get to the waves. They know that they have the turret taken out, so they went for the cut-off there and try to use their mobility and chase to take out the Akai instead of trying to go for just card control and lockdown. with that sequence of events. Lutpi has the space to go and push out the bottom wave, and he's rotating now. It's going to be a neutral objective, but now it's a Lord. A bit more significant, and Annabelle once again becomes the victim.
And it's a full all-in onto Annabelle, who doesn't have the heavy spin, but the penalty zone will be used to the back. Kyrie's still tanking every single hit. Lutpi's looking for an angle to jump in. The heavy spin now baited away, as Fnatic Onic have depleted all 5 of Evos' glories. Well, just 4. Brand still has his, but all those big ones to initiate have been taken out.
I like that. Very aggressive. Every time Annabelle is in the vicinity, they greenlit to take this one without any contest whatsoever. Everyone sitting at a comfortable gold lead 3K currently, as Sans also a huge item to burst down some of the members of Evos.
It's almost like Evos are confused because now, instead of steamrolling, they keep going for these short bursts of aggression, and Onic is taking everything and dishing back even more than they can handle. The fact that there's a Ruby and a Baxia, just so solid, and if they just are too careless in trying to secure the kill, Sans is always waiting in the wave, allows them to get a free wave, a free Lord as well in that engagement. With the mid turret falling down, we have to see Onic with their craftiness. Can they get at least a base turrets here too?
Is a recall spam a macro play?
It's a mental play. That's what it is.
You see that mental play plays a good part of this fight. Oh, a bit of damage here and there.
Jumping and jumping up is Kyrie.
Lutpi in a mid-wave. Retribution used up in the bottom lane. Oh, Lutpi tried to go for the knockout strike, unable to find it. Oof, and it seems Evos' glory will be able to defend this time. CW just goes for the hits and goes back with the Lycan form.
Aggressive as ever. CW in Season 13. Even going for the BOD now, though. He is going to be the main executor after the initial engage and everyone getting low from Sans, from Kyrie, from Lutpi. He will be the one looking for an opportunity, but he won't be able to melt the front lines, though. That is something that they have to keep in mind.
Annabelle pulled back by Keyboy with I'm offended. Now Annabelle with a heavy spin, dragging Kyrie back to the base. Turrets of Evos' glory. CW almost dealing with a penalty zone from Fluffy. Keyboy stops in and tracks with the Don't Run Wolf King, and Fnatic Onic somehow, even with Kyrie dragged all the way back, are able to disengage and pull Fluffy as well.
Still a winning sequence there, securing the mid lane ECW, but you can already see some of the problems that Fnatic Onyx composition have. Mainly that lack of range, lack of long range DPS. Sans has to dive, CW has to dive. Should be trying to use that one and keep that in mind to be able to win the fights that they're gonna take.
Look at the items. There's actually, ooh, hang on.
Keyboy with a conceal now, looking for the I'm offended, but look at Clawkun, look at the rest of the team in the back line as well. Knockout strike to knock Annabelle up. Sans with the rough waves connecting onto 3, but look at Kyrie doing some damage. CW, Lycan pounce caught in the penalty zone. That's a blazing duet. Oh! Breath of the ocean! Gila Sans! What an absolute crazy set! And Fnatic Onic run them down inside of the base. A complete wipeout, and CW picks up a triple kill.
They're punching, they're chasing, and they are winning the second game. Fnatic Onic with another convincing win against the Tigers. One more game, one more steps to take for the Porcupines to get their feet in Rion.
What a set, Sans! Able to find a breath of the ocean in that team fight to knock 3 members up. It looked really good for Evos' glory for a second, but then Sans happened.
Sans, the inevitable boogeyman of the mid lane. They haven't found a solution. This Kadira has been a menace for years. And right now, Evos have a grim reminder that they live in fear of Gila Sans.
A glimpse of Onyx's dominance that has been present in the past few years of MPL Indonesia. There has been some doubts in the regular season. They're beaten down by the likes of Evos, the likes of Pikachu, but in the playoffs, There's absolutely no doubt that they can still be the kings of the game.
And for the Evos fans, it seems as though all hope is lost. But it's not just yet. 2-0 doesn't mean the end of the world. Teams have been able to come back from this. But then they look up to the skies and they see their opponents again, and it's Fnatic, Onic. It's no ordinary team.
Not an everyday team for sure. And you can feel it in the arena, the shift even in the audience here as the Onic supporters gain momentum and the Evos cheering is still loud, but it gets ever so slightly lower as their team takes a second defeat.
Slim chance, but there's still a chance for Evos. They're not gonna go down just yet. They're not just gonna back out from the challenge from Onic. The reality is, if you want to be the champion of MPL Indonesia, this is one of the walls that you have to jump. The yellow wall of Onic.
The yellow sky of Onic, it seems. It almost seems like it's a sky because you cannot jump over it. Doesn't matter which team is at the top. You can be #1 in the regular season. You could be unbeatable in the playoffs. Once you meet Fnatic Onic, that's a wall that no one's been able to pass in 4 seasons. And this is a chance for them to go back to back to back to back. That's 4. Quadruple.
That's insane, man. You know, you even have to kind of consider, is this like a mental component? Because for a lot of teams, we've heard again and again, insider info, that they can beat quote-unquote better teams sometimes, some of these teams in MPL ID, but once Onic is in the picture, once Onic is in the conversation, they're like, oh man, it's Onic. What do we do? Right? They've been just so dominant, so terrifying. They have casted a shadow from the skies. And this man has done no different. The player of the game, presented by our official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy S24 series. Gila Sans, as you hear the cheering from the crowd. Remember the name.
I think people do remember the name. It'll be very hard for anyone to ask people in the MLBB scene. If you don't know Sans, you're kind of crazy, no?
Yeah. And I used to be a really good Karita player. I gotta be honest with you. No, I'm being serious.
Okay.
With this kind of competition, you have Edith in the front line. You have Akai, not really the best get for Katita. You have Claude with a B. Tina even. This is not a good comp to play against if you're a Katita. But somehow he made it work. This is the specialness of Sans.
All the way from the start, this should not have happened. It looked like it was bad for Sans, and then he finds a way. And then here as well. Okay, this is where Evos were actually able to turn it around, Arashi.
Yeah. And you can see that Onic definitely recognized that fact. Here's a player of the game highlights by our official gold partner, Ube S Gold. That was the one moment though. Afterwards, it's all Onic with the aggression and the kite back, right? The fact that they have everything, the main front line, they have the utility, letting Keyboy hide in the shadows, and they just keep going for these long fights. Despite having a Kadita, usually we think that teams will want to go for a quick fight, but with Onic, even with a Kadita, they're going for these long drawn-out fights, and they have no issues at all. Even against an Edith, even against a Valentina that usually thrives with the longer durations. They're still able to get some neutral objectives, but at what cost, man? Onic made sure they paid dearly for every single step they were able to take in this game.
Not only the cleanest game for Onic, but in the end, this late game calls.
Just look at Sans here.
Just incredible. Look at this. Even
Goes
Evos,
in, boom, this damage.
the disengage is not that bad either, but
Look at this Breath of the Ocean.
oh, boom! Oh,
man.
God.
3-man! Evos don't know what hit them.
The nail in the coffin. The clutch play of Sans decides the game in game number 2. And now, once again, job's not done. It's not over until you get this extra W in game number 3. If you want to go to the MSC, if you want to go compete at the highest of stages, this is the time.
Well, for Fnatic Onic though, they still can't really talk just yet because the match isn't over and they haven't gone through 10 minutes. They haven't went faster than 10 minutes. So I'm just saying, Evos Glory can very easily come back here and still a chance. But that was an absolute statement to show that we have layers here, we have levels when it comes to the strategy. The fact that they have solutions for almost everything that Evos Glory can throw at them. Whether it's the damage, whether it's the pickup potential, whether it's the neutral objective advantage that Evos Glory in theory should have because they have that Akai. Fnatic Onic just says no. We have adjustments, we can have strategy to try and get over that. Instead of going for a contest, we keep going for these fights. We keep making sure that the Panda gets bullied because they also recognize that he was the main frontline. It really should be fluffy, but at the same time, with Ludpi being so much more active right here, Evos Glory are just forced into very difficult situations again and again. And if you look at the items, very early on, Kyrie on the Baxia, not as flashy, but having all the resources available with the superior clear, gets the Radiant Armor, gets the Blade Armor as well with the Brute Force Breastplate, which means in these long drawn-out fights, he's getting so much value due to the stacking nature of the Radiant Armor and even Brands. Early on, we saw Evos try and go aggressive once he reached the 3-item power spike, but by the time he went and got that, almost everyone in the front line, Keyboy and Kyrie, has the Blade Armor, so he's finding himself in a very, very tough situation.
Shout out to CW as well. 2,500 gold lead against Bronze.
Yeah.
Capped 2 games, 2 death. A really, really solid performance from the gold laner of Onic. And rightfully so, gold per minute, 873 is Calvin Manada. Damage dealt, Calvin Manada again. This is the perfect, or like, the ideal gold laner, the ideal DPS that you want to have. Topping the gold and also topping the damage dealing part.
Fnatic Onic's execution have been phenomenal. I mean, here as well, right? They used the Paquito. I mean, hey, I play a few Paquito games myself, right? And this is also a comp that you would probably not want to go Paquito against, but Ludpi makes it work. This composition, even, to be fair, the Roger, right? You want to dive in, usually, you dive in against this comp, you're dead. But Fnatic Onic, they somehow are able to find the layering, the CC as well.
Yeah.
It fits perfect for this team, you know, for Fnatic Onic, how they execute it.
Which brings up to one of the guys that's a bit overshadowed by the brilliance of the other teammates, which is Keyboy.
Oh yeah.
Because he is the one that enabled everyone else. He's the one that, hey, this is the chance, this is the opportunity that I'm giving you. Not really much, you know, but you gotta make it work with your micros.
And it's so crazy to see Fnatic Onic now, they can do that. Keyboy, he's a flashy roamer. We know him to make these crazy moments happen, but in this game, he's like, nah, you know, it's okay. Sometimes I'll give it over and everybody can carry. Usually, Keyboy can make flashy plays, but in the game that he doesn't need to, he doesn't. He doesn't force things.
It's just, again, great synergy, right? It's not about just the draft. It's also whether or not the team understands what's the vision of the coach, and Onic is a great example of this. I mean, if you put this composition in the hands of any random team, right? They won't really execute as well as they did right now. But Onic, they just understand, like, okay, we can't immediately dive in. We have to start off by going for the Akai, by going for the I'm Offended, and we can let Sans just send out Breath of the Oceans again and again. And once everyone thinks like, okay, wow, most of the card control is gone, then you see the plays coming in, Sans diving in the backline. And it's moments like that where they are timing everything. They're kind of messing with the minds of Evos. That is what's allowing them to find so much success, even though, again, like you guys mentioned, on paper, this composition doesn't really work out. Right? It's also the macro from Ludpi to not just go in immediately and just keep going for big plays, just to go for assassinations. He's playing that macro game initially, and his role actually is more of a utility. Even though we're expecting something more aggressive coming in from Ludpi, he just pushes around, he separates the team, and he comes in with the knockout strikes to just add that layer of confusion in the middle of those big team fights.
Yeah, it's like Yeb is preparing the ingredients for his teams, right? This is ham, this is bacon, but this is M&M and also banana.
Yeah.
Now you make a single dish out of it, and somehow Onic managed to make a dish that's edible and still works in a gourmet situation.
And he doesn't even have the recipe, right? He never brings any notes. He never brings anything. He just brings... He doesn't bring anything. The phones are on stage, so I was about to say he just brings his phone, but yeah, the phones are on stage, so he literally just goes up on stage with the team, starts drafting, takes the phone over during the draft, and starts talking to his players. What do you want? What do you want?
Maybe that's
Pulls
the
it off.
secret, right? Because a lot of coaches out there, they prefer to do it by the book and just a bit more, whatchamacallit?
Rigid.
Yeah, rigid, I guess. So with Yep not bringing anything to the table, he's just much more developed than other coaches out there in terms of like thinking how to counter this draft and what the team wants to do in this kind of situation.
I mean, that's why we were suspecting, right? There was that one day where Yep shows up with an antenna, and we were like, man, is he getting some kind of information here? How is this possible?
Oh,
but
man.
today, I believe he went with a normal hairstyle.
He doesn't even need the antenna anymore. He
Yakuza
adapted
hairstyle.
again.
He's downloaded everything. It's done. It's over.
Kyrie didn't need to call Mahoraga because Mahoraga is drafting.
Interesting. But we are going to see Rudy, Clara, and Monica talk about the game in a second. Let's see what they have to say. Wow.
Yeboraga.
Seru. Ada yang mau skin gratis? Ada yang mau? Mau. Semuanya udah teriak mau dan semuanya udah senyum-senyum. Karena kita tahu sendiri di Kidia Play kita punya Johnson Race by Samsung.
Wow! Bakalan ada skin gratis, tapi tentunya ini tidak akan mudah karena ada syaratnya. Apa itu, Bude?
Syaratnya harus menang dari perwakilan audiens kita melawan perwakilan dari MPL.
Ini berarti kita butuh bantuan dari super fans semua di sini buat dukung. Ini salah satu audiens ya yang akan mewakili agar bisa mendapatkan skin gratis. Boleh ya didukung teman audiensnya, super fans?
Pasti dong, karena mereka semua bisa kebagian skin yang akan kita langsung bagikan untuk seluruh pengunjung MPL pula. Dan kalau semuanya pasti penasaran seperti apa Johnson Race kali ini akan ada 3 round. Namun lebih dalam lagi kita akan jelaskan nanti setelah kita memperkenalkan perwakilan dari MPL. Mari kita sambut, inilah dia, Om Wawa. Memiliki Johnson match sebanyak 500 kali dan ia pun memiliki bintang 74 di Mythical
Glory.
Jangan
dikurangin ya.
Berapa?
Susah ke sana, susah.
Berapa Om bintangnya sekarang?
Berapa ya? Di bawah 100 masih.
Oh, yang penting ya.
Oh, luar biasa. Udah enggak kalah nih sama tim entrance di
Udah keren
stage
banget
ya. Udah
sih.
keren banget ya Om Wawa. Kayaknya udah ready banget hari ini untuk nantang dalam Kidia Play Johnson Race ini.
Sangat siap sih kalau itu ya. Karena ya jelas dong. Ini saya harus menguji juga skill saya nih. Udah ditempa sekian tahun masa nggak dipakai sekarang?
Di tempat sekian tahun emang kelihatan sih ini udah sekian tahun. Tapi Bude Clara, ini kan kita udah ada penantangnya. Tapi berarti masih ada yang kurang. Perlu ada yang ditantang nih.
Om Wawa. Ya, siapa nih kira-kira yang Om Wawa mau pilih buat jadi lawannya bermain Johnson di Johnson Race? Nino.
Wah, ini
Ingat, ini adalah Om Wawa. Parapapapam. Kita boleh tahu setiap hari dia bermain dengan jungler yang unik. Namun, Om,
wow, inilah yang dipilih oleh Om Wawa.
Gak apa-apa dong, Pak. Gak apa-apa.
Bentar. Om Wawa ini ada alasan tertentu nggak nih milih yang ditantang?
Paling semangat angkat tangan.
Oke, alasannya kayaknya tidak seperti itu ya. Apakah Anda mencari lawan yang bisa Anda lawan?
Gimana ya kalau jelasin ya?
Jangan-jangan dia top Global Johnson loh.
Apa ya?
Coba kenalan dulu dong, kenalan.
Om Wawa.
Bukan.
Kenalannya di...
Brit.
Gimana?
Bukan kenal. Memperkenalkan diri dulu, boleh?
Halo, aku Ryuna dari Bandung. Wih, Ryuna dari Bandung loh. Ini pilihannya langsung jauh-jauh didatangkan dari Bandung. Ini kan kalau Om Wawa udah Mythical Glory. Bintang berapa bintang banyak?
Bintang 7 terus.
Kalau Ryuna boleh tahu nggak?
Bintang Glory bintang 68.
Tipis. Sakti. Dan sudah tahu kita akan bermain apa, jadi kita akan jelaskan inilah dia map untuk atau rute untuk mereka berdua beradu di Johnson Race. Ingat, kalau dari perwakilan audiens mendapatkan kemenangan, skin akan dibagikan. Om Wawa di sini, pride Anda dipertaruhkan.
Kayaknya saya salah pilih lawan nih sepertinya.
Waduh, tapi nih startnya dari arah tengah. Sebenarnya dihitungin nanti tengah, tinggal menuju ke bawah, putari base Anda. Dan ini akan ada 3 round. Jadi siapa cepat selesai di arah tengah. Oke? Mengerti?
Paham.
Riona,
Paham.
udah siap ya menghadapi Om Wawa ya?
Oke.
Oke, dan kayaknya kita kah mau ready? Langsung saja kita siap-siap akan memulai untuk race kali ini. Wah, oke. Wah,
Sudah
Bude,
siap nih ya?
kata Riuna,
Apa?
Om Wawa ngalah ya katanya.
Ayo, Om Wawa. Dan melihat keduanya sudah memegang device-nya, sudah memegang Samsung Galaxy. Berarti ini waktunya kita menghitung mundur untuk dimulainya balap-balapan di Land of Down. Kita hitung bersama-sama dari 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start!
Wah,
Lah buset. Bentar.
loh.
Sabar. Tenang, sabar. Pemanasan biar grogi sebelah.
Bentar.
Harus jalan kaki dulu nih, Kelar.
Karena
20
dia-
second.
Om Wawa ih. Riri aja yang menang. Bentar.
Ya, kamu ke atas, saya ke bawah ya.
Ini dulu gak sih?
Apa tuh?
Farming dulu gak sih?
Enggak dong.
Bisa.
Jangan ini cepet-cepetan kalau
Iya,
farming.
jadi ini adu cepet.
Nino. Ya ini bukan adu racing ya, ini adu lari. Tapi mulai ngegas Om.
Iya dong, sabar dong.
Ngeng.
Ya.
Nah, sombongnya ya. Padahal ini mekanik 40 plus loh.
Oh,
Namanya pengalaman gak bohong.
pengalaman gak bohong. Gimana Riona?
Round.
Enggak. Aku juga romer tapi ini kenapa?
Waduh. Om Bawa sebentar lagi udah mau lap kedua nih.
Yep.
Riri dulu. Bentar.
Sabar. Nanti saya tunggu ya di pojokan ya.
Iya, jangan. Bentar.
Dia nabrak turtle. Bapak mau melawan turtle, Bapak? Om Bawa, weh.
Sabar. Weh, jangan dikejar. Lo. Kebalik.
Salah jalan ya.
Om Bawa udah mendapatkan 2 lap. Bagaimana nih?
Riri belum.
Riri, ayo semangatin Riri dong. Kasih tepuk tangan buat Riri. Riri.
Wow, Riri akhirnya sudah lengkap 1 lap ya.
Om Wawa Riri dulu.
Boleh. Saya
Tuh,
tunggu di base ya.
Om ngalah Om sama anaknya.
Saya 1, ya kan.
Riri juga udah 1 lap.
Jalannya di mana Om?
Udah jauh saya.
Kok jadi mepek? Tenang, yang penting ayo fokus.
Belum ini masih.
Om Wawa. Dan pada akhirnya pemenang hari ini jatuh kepada Om Wawa.
Wow. Riri dari tadi.
Kenapa Riri?
Oke sama Om Wawa.
Kenapa emangnya? Ada apa dengan Om Wawa?
Globalnya itu Johnson.
Enggak bohong.
Nya banyak.
Matchnya banyak. Gimana tuh Om Wawa? Om Wawa sengaja atau gimana tuh?
Enggak dong, kita kan harus mengeluarkan kemampuan semaksimal mungkin ya.
Riri udah semaksimal mungkin.
Oh,
Sama
sama
sudah maksimal. Coba kasih tepuk tangannya dong untuk pertarungan hari ini. Yang harus usai masih di tangan dari perwakilan M.
Kamu nggak percaya saya?
Kan mekanik 40 plus.
Karena pengalaman lebih dari segalanya, Clara.
Pengalaman. Kayaknya kita harus berguru nih dari Om Wawa. Riri harus berguru nih.
Iya nanti berguru sama Om Wawa. Biar jadi top global Johnson.
Wow.
Ini
Juga.
biar dapat skin juga.
Tapi tenang, hari ini memang kita belum bisa membagikan skin gratis. Namun masih akan ada esok hari dan juga lusa.
Yes, masih ada 2 hari kesempatan untuk bisa mendapatkan skin gratis untuk seluruh yang ada di MPL Playoff di sini di Velodrome Jakarta. Wah, jadi pokoknya harus datang nih langsung ke sini.
Betul sekali. Permainan kita telah usai. Namun final upper bracket masih akan terus berlangsung dalam Best of 5 Series. 2 game telah didapatkan oleh Fnatic Onic. Namun Evos Glory kita tahu mereka bukan tim yang bisa diam saja. Mereka akan meraungkah atau di sini akan tertunduk lemas oleh Fnatic Onic. Mari kita sambut lanjutan game ketiga untuk final upper bracket.
the same result as the first match of Kick versus BTR, the second match of Onic versus Evos. But
Another
so far,
3-0?
Yeah, might be.
Wow.
It's a possibility, a big possibility.
Yeah, I mean,
For real.
2-0 right now. At this point, I think we need new ways to communicate with everyone out there, Sheffin.
Yeah, we also need some entertainment. Rashi, what do you got?
Entertainment.
Yeah.
What do I got? Well,
What do
I
you
got
got?
this. I got the Samsung phone.
Samsung.
Right? I guess a nifty trick I can show you, Shevin, is this AI interpreter that Reptar was using earlier.
Oh.
Right? We'll go with Korean for now. Give me a sentence. What you think?
I love my mom.
Okay. So we go here. We just input those words in Indonesian, of course.
In Indonesian, and it's going to translate to Korean.
Aku cinta mama saya.
Oh.
And just like that, you're Korean.
Just like that. Wait, Sheffin, now you can rizz up, all the Korean girls you want.
Well,
Exactly.
maybe you two guys can pass as a Korean, but I don't think so for me.
Why not? I mean, like, well, you have the language down, right?
Right.
I don't have the...
The Korean is a state of mind.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
also, right, you can maybe,
Modify?
what, modify?
Modify.
No, I was about to say,
Modify.
you can win games and then flex later with your Samsung S24. And
Oh.
with the translation, you can translate to Korean. You can also translate this promo code that you'll find on the internet when you actually buy the phone into your pockets, because that promo code will get you a 40% discount on Samsung Care Plus and cashback promos up to 2 million rupiah.
Imagine if you're going to Korea,
Okay.
you're playing Mobile Legends in Korean server, and you want to trash talk in Korean.
And exactly.
As easy as that.
And what's really cool about this feature, right? It says it's an AI translator, and so with different kind of words, right? Even though you don't go with the textbook, sometimes with interpreters, with translators, if you go to textbook sentences, which sounds weird, right? No one talks like that.
Yep.
Then it works. But then if you talk with with the cool kids slang, usually it doesn't really work that well. But with the Samsung interpreter, that's why it's called an interpreter, not a translator. It's just that good. We've tried it again and again, and it hasn't failed us just yet.
Well, it's as easy as scanning the QR code or visiting the website, but I don't know the website, so Sheffin, what's the website?
The website is checked at samsung.com/ID. As easy as that to get Samsung Galaxy S24 series. Ooh.
Japanese.
Is there Japanese there?
I don't think so, man. Japanese is an exclusive language for the Mobile Legends English broadcast generally, the international broadcast. Shout out to all you yappers out there. We know you guys are watching.
Yeah, you know what I say basically on my stream? You want to yap, but if you keep on yapping and you only yap lies, that's bad. So yap facts.
Yes, yap.
I don't think that counts as yapping.
What?
Yapping
No, if you're
facts.
yapping, but if you're stating facts, then it's good.
Oh, that counts as yapping still?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's yapping. As long as you
Oh.
keep talking, you're yapping.
So what qualifies as yapping? Is it unnecessary
What we're doing right
information,
now,
or-
That's yapping, bro. Like,
We're fluent in Japanese. We are yappers. We are certified. Yeah.
exactly. All right.
We also get paid to look at TVs that read us ad-libs. And it cannot be as easy without the Samsung TV that we have in front of us for us to read these ad-libs.
I didn't even bring my glasses and I can still see what the TV said to
Whoa.
me, man. Like,
All
still
right.
crystal clear. I'm nearly blind. No, just kidding. I don't want to.
What?
But still, yeah, I can read that just fine. Having an intense gaming session, but experiencing constant like mobile gaming is better on TV. Whoa! How do you do that? So you just put your phone,
Yes, just connect.
Connect
connect
it,
to
man.
the TV via Bluetooth or something?
Have you ever played Mobile Legends on the widescreen, my
Have
guy?
you? Oh, man.
Bro, you're missing out. That is an experience, man. It just feels so good. You lay back, you relax, and you have like a massive screen. It's like a cinematic experience.
The thing is, right, you can do that with many TVs, but what's special about the Samsung TV here is there's a FreeSync Premium Pro and Motion Accelerator Turbo Pro from Neo QLED that makes movement smoother and it prevents stuttering.
Oh, wow.
So usually when you play games on the TV, it stutters, but not with the Samsung Neo QLED Super Smart TV.
Yeah, that's one of my worries, man. Even my phone right now, I don't have a Samsung S24. It always stutters. So imagine.
Well,
So if I plug it to the Samsung TV, it won't stutter? Is that how it is?
plug it. Even if you connect, even if it's not like a cabled, a wired connection, it still runs smooth, man. You gotta try it out, bro. It's life changing.
Yeah. Speaking of smooth right now, Onic, He's having a smooth series 2-0 and looking to capitalize on that with the momentum to make it 3-0 and secure the MSC spot in Riyadh. The first time ever Mobile Legends, is it mid-season cup right now or still Southeast Asian cup? Mid-season cup held on a region outside of Southeast Asia.
Yep,
How
exactly.
hype is that, man?
That's why the name has changed. But you gotta start asking yourself, I mean, Mirko, what do you think about this? Like, is this a styles make matchups kind of situation? Or is it just literally di atas langit ada Onic?
Di atas langit ada
Oh.
Onic.
Dang.
Tainang. Look at that, the bans is already different. Alpha and Xborg, the first phase ban for Coach Yep. That is something that you won't see ever again, probably in MPL Indonesia playoffs. That is very unique. So that kind of signifies that maybe maybe a box shoot?
They've also forced away the chip ban by banning the low Yi, right? If Onic can do that without global presence, imagine if they had global presence. Now though, the Angela finally, for a long time.
Wait.
Earlier we saw Yasu, now we get the Pipi Papi Boom. Coincidence?
man.
I don't think so.
Ling is open, you know?
Exactly, and that'll basically force Evos Glory to either pick it up themselves
No, I don't think so.
or leave it open. You want to leave it open? It's
Yeah.
different now, man. The Ling. Remember, if you try to invade the Ling, there's that change in invades as well, and the Barats, something that is used to counter the Ling, has also been nerfed clear speed-wise. They don't go for the Ling, not yet at least. They go for the, oh, they do. Roger
Wow.
and the Ling. They need to take it away, right? Because it will be too lethal if they give over the Angeling to the man, the myth, the legend, the god on Assassins.
Someone, you know? Even Julian is not out of the table because Julian syncs really well with an Angela. It's a hero that's in your face, has some kind of lifesteal and spell vamp. It's perfectly synced with what they have right now. But maybe way too early in the first phase.
My main question right here for Evos, right, is they went for the lane, but are they ready for the response? You would think that for Onic, there's definitely some kind of plan here, some kind of master plan for Coach Yep. And with the Roger and Ling already there, there's just so little flex available for Evos to try and play some mind games. And that's usually a very tough situation to be up against for Onic, because they usually read into and already prepare so far ahead. But one more pick here for Evos. What will it be to try and round this out? Is it going to be the mid lane or first? They're going to require some kind of wave clear if they want to avoid getting invaded, even though that is no longer as reliable.
It's going to be a really solid pick to punish some of the invades or some of the dives from Onic. And also, could be to punish Angela if she does overextend, but I don't think that's going to be the case here. Onic though, just remember this Angela can still be flex, either roam or the mid lane for Sans, but gotta be honest with you, I don't like Sans Angela.
But do you like Keyboy Angela?
Not really, but still, I prefer it on Keyboy.
Okay, so you prefer on Keyboy, the Boxer gets banned out. So for Onic, for Fnatic Onic, in the first phase, they picked up the Angela and they picked up two amazing picks that can be enabled by that Angela. So now what other picks do Fnatic Onic want to take? Currently, they are lacking a lot of CC, even though they have CC. You know, like...
Right, literally CC, not crowd control. We'll see. I think the Yutong was something that was used extensively back during the reign of this Angela. But as you mentioned, Mirko, some kind of crowd control might be preferable here. Final ban for Onic is going to be the Valentina. They're going to go with some massive, big ultimate here that they are not willing to let go, to give to Evos.
Now, Evos has the first pick in the second phase. Ruby still a flex. Roger, not so much. He's stuck on the gold lane for Brands. Maybe something that can enhance the potential of the Ling. What's the heroes that can sync up with Ling well, aside from Angela?
Some damage right here. I mean, there's a Roger and Ling already. It's not a burst, but only with the Ruby as the main pick-off tool. What kind of damage can they be able to, will they be able to do? And who will be the main target? It's gonna be a Nana out of nowhere, man. When is the last time we saw this?
Regular season, it's been a long, long time, and this is the first time that it's made its appearance in the playoffs of Season 13.
What's the plan here? I mean, it does synergize with the Ruby, but who do you want to go for, and what's the execution, Arashi?
Well, it's clear, first of all. It's crowd control, like we were talking about earlier. It's a big amount of damage because of the Molina's Blitz, the ultimate that does so much damage and also can stun. And technically, it's survivability if Fnatic Onic wants to go for that massive dive and jump towards the backline. In theory, that's what it's going to be. But the Julian returns.
I am pumped. It's an assassin versus an assassin, people! Cheer up! Finally, we got one in the playoffs at that! And that's gonna be a possibly Rome Edith for Keyboy.
And you got what you didn't wish for, Sheffin. It's Sans on the Angela, but you got the Julian. So are you happy with this, or are you still unhappy that Sans is on an Angela?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Okay.
I just want to see Kyrie and Assassin. It's always a joy to watch.
We have to see Annabelle, one of the new kids on the block when it comes to those assassin picks. Can he match up right here to technically something of an assassin? And as we are approaching with all these exciting picks, we can hear the fans come alive. The fans of Evos were seeming discouraged, but someone from the audience walked up and gestured, called them out. Yo, we're losing right here. We need you. And here they are, cheering once more. Cheering for a comeback from their team with the Tigreal in Tau. Let's see how this plays out.
The last time Dreams played this hero, he made an unbelievable play. 4-man implosion in the Lord Pit that saved Evos' game and get them to this place against BTR. Looking at the statistics, Arashi, well, I think it's dominated by the left side, which is Onic, right?
Left side would be Onic. They really seem to have a lot more tools in the bag. Evos are gonna have to try and find something of a wombo combo, but they do have the link to try and match that macro play. So if Onic wins in rotations, Evos wins in all-out mobility, and if there's anyone that can do it against Onic, it has to be Annabelle.
One more game is what Fnatic Onic needs to be able to qualify
5 seconds
or
till the
try
enemy reaches
their
the battlefield.
wits again in MSC 2024. Let's see if they can do this. This game 3 of Evos Glory versus Fnatic Onic.
To Mobile Legends.
The crowd just nervous with excitement. Let's see. Battle of the Assassin, especially for Annabelle with the Ling without really a lot of ways for Onic. Disrupted. We're seeing once more Ludpi in this matchup though. CC against the Ruby. At least initially for now, it's gonna be Ludpi able to go in aggressively. Later on, it might be a whole different story. Take a look at the emblems by Games Max right here. See Brandt with the Master Assassin trying to finally wrestle away some control in that gold lane. For Clocken, it's gonna be the Rupture. He wants that extra bit of damage initially, but look at this. Keyboy just being so active here.
Kyrie as well gets the chain down on the enhanced Scythe too, and Dreams will be shredded down to very, very low. Annabelle jumping at the Keyboy, gets caught in the onward and the Earth Shatter. Forced to use the Temper of the Blades. Meanwhile, CW in the bottom lane. Annabelle picks up the Defiant Blades and jumps back out with a Finch Poise.
Very aggressive, playing with fire, and Annabelle, the young gun of Evos, even using the blade in the front in the turret aggro plays there and taking some damage. Very, very aggressive in the early game, and that spells some trouble for Onic.
It was quite interesting to see the fact that Annabelle was level 4 earlier, and he really, really tried to leverage the situation, force a fight to happen before Kyrie can reach his ultimate at level 4. Of course, for a Julian, it's a whole different story with how the skills work. So right now on the top side, it's Sans and Ludpi trying to make something happen. And you can see the shadow, the match coming in from Sans.
Already level 4 secured for both of these guys. I believe that was I'm offended from Fluffy, so huge resource wasted. Now Kyrie has the control.
On Dreams, on Keyboy, hard guard now on Ludpi. And Ludpi will be able to put the curtains call down on Clockun, who gets knocked up by the Earth Shatter as well. And Clockun will be forced onto that passive. Keyboy gets up, Primal Rat shielding as well to help survive. Sans picks up the first blood in the mid lane on Klokun, who was on that passive, just running away.
It's a 2-for-1 for Onic. They get the turtle. They might get another one here. Maybe Dreams, maybe the purple, maybe both.
No Retry on Annabelle, no Retry on Kyrie. Annabelle jumps in onto Sans with the Defiant Blade, and Kyrie just takes that purple buff away from Annabelle.
An all-out victory for Onic right here, winning out in all the engagements. Even when their members get low, they were able to, like Keyboy, almost taken out by Annabelle there, gets out with the Primal Wrath, and Klokun on the Nana. You have to remember, the Molina, the passive, that second chance at life no longer gives you movement speed, so now it's a lot easier to punish and chase down once it gets popped. He has to try and get it in the middle of a fight to get full value, and Dreams on the Tigreal, this is looking difficult. If he's going to be the main person to try and check the bushes and also to try and find a big combo, he's going to be facing a lot of crowd control, a lot of damage, but look at this implosion!
From Dreams right into the Molina Blitz as well, and that's going to be Fluffy who picks up one kill. Time of the blade is going to be used up, and that should be Keyboy falling as well, but Kyrie is still in the midst of it all. Jumps in and gets in chain onto Klokun. No further follow-up, and that's an Evos win.
Dreams making plays once again for Evos, and this might be the winning formula that they're looking for. They need that CC, heavy CC from Dreams, because time to time again, this guy has been one of the core members, one of the most important members of Evos in this kind of situation.
And the usual logic still stands. If you can get an engage onto the Angela, whoa, Brands! The Brands Airlines taking flight right here, but CW is ready to trade around as the Onic jump on Dreams.
Oh, enhanced psych to taking Dreams very low, and Keyboy takes him now out without the Primal Wrath even.
Now, with one man down, Kyrie once again has the control on the turtle. Things are looking really, really good for Onic, as Annabelle has to be forced to use the purple buff to secure that one. Brands might be in trouble.
That's the problem we were talking about earlier, but Brands rises up to the situation, backs away with Keyboy zoning him out. That's the problem when your main engaged tool is also the front line, but Keyboy might be faced with the same problem. I'm offended.
Onward cancel by the I'm offended, now into an implosion. Fluffy still in the midst of it all, and that should be, yes, Keyboy taken down. Evo strike back.
Bit too much resource, but it is a kill nonetheless on towards Keyboy. It is a gold secured for your team. We'll take that any day of the week as Lutfi trying to go 1v1 and secure this one in from Annabelle. That's it.
Wow. Usually we on the far side, from the other side, we can't really hear the cheering, but the Onic fans are absolutely feeling it right now. Seeing their team take all the control to see if Evos can find something, with Annabelle making the plays happen now. Matching up to Lutfi 1v1. We see like slowly but surely, Fnatic Onic are just pressuring the members of Evos away from their own turrets.
Keyboy and CW in the bottom lane, and Dreams cheeky still there, and once again Mr. Kyrie Rayos Del Sol with the Holy Crystal first item. Wow.
Borax for Lutfi, done already as well. Keyboy has the flicker, doesn't want to go for it. Enhanced chain knocks 2 up. No follow-up though.
One of these days, one of those enhanced chains will be followed up by a massive play from Onic. That is what they have to be careful about.
Oh, the enhanced sight as well. Dreams finds an implosion, but it's only onto Keyboy's. Lutfi still in the back line with the curtain calls. Kyrie finds one. That's going to be Dreams. And Annabelle gets knocked out by the enhanced chain of Kyrie. And they continue this chase with the retribution. Kyrie wants to go for the dive, and Klokun should be next, and it's Lutfi who secures it. An enhanced sword in the back line as Fluffy is under the turret. Still Kyrie tanking the turret out. Blazing duet from CW. And a scythe from Kyrie. 4-4-0. It was 5-0, but Dreams has respawned back in the Lanadon.
Phenomenal Fnatic Onic, a masterful display of skills, a micro and macro. Kyrie and crew just juggling the turret aggro. Incredibly dominant in the opposing side of the map.
They're just better.
That's just it, they're just better. Dreams went for the big engage, but the spacing was so good, Kyrie avoided it. And now even with 2 members, Lutfi stands his ground. Is it a bit too much that he can chew?
Curtain calls, the hard guard still in place, and now he decides to pop it in. Time of the play is going to be used out. Lutfi just dodges away from it, and now threatens Annabelle, threatens Dreams. Sans gets out. Dreams able to pull him back into the Molina Blitz for a bit, but Sans was able to purify out. Now Lutfi again. It's a 2v4 up top. and they've been able to escape, and I'm offended, baited out. Sans still trying to survive, and Sans almost survived, but still it's a bait. Fnatic Onic collapse on the Evos members who spent all their resources up top.
Up top, it's a win for Onic. Meanwhile, down bottom, look at that. Brand's getting bursted down by CW and Keyboy. They are losing in all lanes. What is the solution to the Fnatic of Onic?
How do you even deal with this? With the flash that always is completed, with the time, the cooldown item as well for Sans. The fleeting time. There's just gonna be more and more plays happening right here. If Evos don't catch a value member like Kyrie, like Sans, it's looking bleak, man, as Keyboy shows everyone who's boss.
They're doing everything.
Incredible, man. That dive in the mid lane was like, I don't see any other team in Indonesia doing that except from Onic. Because of the personality that they have, Keyboy might be eyeing for a CC here.
Hunting Annabelle. Keyboy tried to predict the Finch poise and onward as well. Look at Annabelle's energy though. He's trying to run away. He's trying to fly away. He does. It's scary.
A perfect time to shout out Oraimo with the Edith edition. Light exclusive with Edith's special voice.
They called it, man, earlier on before Edith was even in the picture. You're seeing a lot of Ediths being picked in the playoffs. They had that foresight for sure. And even now, limited time return for the Jujutsu Kaisen skin as we see the Julian, the Megumi Julian, just absolutely wrecking it. Kyrie, out farming, out participating fights, outplaying Annabelle, denying his place as well. Now Dreams goes for Lutpi.
He has the vengeance, has the hard guard, he baited in so many abilities. Bratz can't even get him! An implosion as well, but he gets caught in the enhanced chain, and the curtain calls, locks him down, forces Dreams to use the flicker defensively, forces Brands to purify out. And Fnatic Onic, now they begin their siege, with all those resources burnt out.
9K in 9 minutes. This is looking like prime Onic right now. They're trying to resurrect the fire that they have, the quills that they have with this composition.
I'm offended with a flicker combo. What Dreams? Gets him back out, but Kivo.
No way!
Is still able to survive. Annabelle with one last ditch effort into the backline he goes. But into the Shadow Realm he goes in as well. 1 for 1, it's only for one member. How did he get out of that? How did they bait them out?
Still and still, a winning trade for Onic, even though that was initiated by Evos.
10 minutes! And CW is going wild with a blazing duet. Going back to the battle mirror image, the base is wide open. With all the teams that have risen in MPL Indonesia, the masses have been saying, the Onic era is over! And they were right! Welcome to the Fnatic Onic era!
An absolute statement from the Porcupines. Welcome!
Kyrie is no longer the best. What do you have to say now? Have to say now.
Incredible. 2-3 zeros in this day. Every opponent that the finalist of MPL Indonesia Season 12 has been decimated. And now Onic, a chance to defend their title both in MSC and also MPL Indonesia. Might be a back to back to back to back.
Quadruple bound, Riyadh bound. The Sky Kings, when you think there's no way for them to transcend, when we think they've reached their peak.
Set up to be a massive massive match. It's supposed to be so close. And Onic literally made it look easy.
Let's see the concerned faces on Evos Glory, the Evos fans. Because now that they are in the depths of the lower brackets, the god of hell in the lower brackets is smiling.
We will have an interview with the winners of the...
Masih ada.
Wow, yang mana tentunya ini menurunkan Evos Glory ke lower bracket dan harus masih berjuang di besok hari untuk bisa mengamankan tiket menuju MSC 2020.
Inilah dia perwakilan dari Indonesia untuk MSC 2024. Mari berteriak tepuk tangan untuk Fnatic Onic!
Wow, amazing, congratulations guys. Menjadi perwakilan dari MSC 2024, ini juara bertahan kita sejak MSC 2023. Our chat sekali lagi menuju MSC. Bagaimana rasanya? Sans?
Tes.
Nyala, ini
Tes.
memang Sonic keras
Nyala.
banget. Nyala.
Senang. Senang banget kita bisa ke Saudi juga. Dan ya kita masih ada sisa match final, kita bakal ngasih yang terbaik lagi di final.
Mewakili Indonesia lagi dan lagi. Kalian menjadi bisa dibilang langganan MSC 24. Ngelihat menjadi langganan itu sendiri, apakah itu sebuah keuntungan buat kalian gak sih nantinya?
Pasti, karena ini juga hasil kerja keras kami beberapa bulan ini. Jadi ya bersyukur aja bisa ke MSC lagi.
Bersyukur bisa ke MSC lagi karena seperti yang Bude bilang ya, ini langganan dan ini Onic, Fnatic Onic. Berarti ini udah keempat kali sebagai partisipan di MSC. Ini yang terbanyak di seluruh region. Luar biasa untuk Fnatic Onic. Dan tentunya kalau MSC 2023 kemarin selain menjadi champion, ada Keyboy yang menjadi finals MVP. Keyboy, gimana rasanya kembali lagi di panggung MSC? Setelah tahun kemarin kamu menjadi finals MVP. Gimana nih, Keyboy kan season MSC 2023 menjadi finals MVP dan sekarang kembali lagi di panggung MSC.
Ya kalau dari gua seneng banget sih, kayak bisa masuk lagi, apalagi ke Riyadh kan. Ya, pasti happy lah, soalnya dari kita semua berharapnya yang terbaik selalu lah. Kayak kerja keras. Mungkin belum kelar lah, masih ada trofi yang belum diangkat.
Masih mencari trofi. Mengingat kita di final upper bracket ini, kalian seperti bermain dengan cukup berbeda. Karena sebelumnya match kalian 3-2 cukup kejar-kejaran, tapi kali ini Onic membawa warna baru. Dari mana asalnya ini Onic yang berbeda ini? Bagaimana kalian mempersiapkan untuk final upper ini? Sedemikian rupa mendominasi. Apa yang sudah kalian siapkan?
Kalau persiapan katanya dari coach Chef sih. Semua dari coach Chef yang atur semuanya.
Coach Chef.
ID.
Coach. Coaches. Both of you. Boleh dua-duanya. Tapi semuanya kita tahu bahwa dari coach adalah mungkin orang yang akan menjadi menyatukan kepala-kepala cerdas ini, kepala-kepala luar biasa ini. Gimana sih membuat semuanya sampai bisa titik ini, di mana final upper bracket 3-0 kalian dapatkan. Preparasi seperti apa untuk anak-anak ini?
Yang penting tetap berapi aja sih. Jadi kan kayak banyak tim-tim lain yang berkembang juga kan season ini. Jadi kayak mereka kan menganggap mereka kuat, ya kita harus lebih kuat gitu aja sih. Mindsetnya kayak gitu lah. Jadi udahan main tim kuat-kuatnya, kita yang terkuat.
Yang terkuat, tapi tentunya ada Lutfi yang pertama kali akhirnya ini merasakan turnamen internasional.
Katanya Boots
Apa
yang
tuh? Apa tuh?
Karena kan katanya Boots yang ngajarin Lutfi.
Oh,
Boots
iya.
ngajarin apa aja ke Lutfi, Boots? Apa Coach Boots?
Coach
apa
Boots,
yang kamu
Coach Boots.
bisikin ke Lutfi? Ini setiap coach harus berbicara, Boots.
Apa Bunda, sorry.
Kata Lutfi yang membantu dia, itu adalah Boots juga, Coach Boots, khusus untuk Lutfi. Apa sih yang kamu bisikin ke Lutfi? Mungkin di playoff ini.
Boleh dong di spill sampai akhirnya loh. Seorang Lutfi bisa berhasil nih. Pertama kali langsung masuk playoff, grand final.
Pasti mainnya have fun aja, enjoy, terus tenang, lu jago soalnya.
Loh itu dari Coach Boots ya. Coba kita konfirmasi nih ke Lutfi-nya. Lutfi, benar nggak sih? Bisikan-bisikan dari seorang Boots, Coach Boots kepada Lutfi itu ya?
Ya benar-benar. Yang ada lagi sih satu lagi.
Apa Lutfi?
Kalau kalah nggak diajak pulang kan katanya.
Gak diajak pulang. Dan sekarang menang terus berarti pulang. Memang agak militer ya.
Iya.
Agak militer. Tapi Coach Yap, I want to ask you, Coach Yap.
Coach Yap.
We know that this is, ini baru, Lutfi baru, tapi kita melihat bahwa kalian bisa membawa tim ini lagi dan lagi. Tetap menjadi era Onic, era Fnatic Onic, dan tetap menjadi tim yang kuat di MPL. Mempertahankan, bukankah sulit? Tapi gimana kalian membuat itu terlihat sangat mudah?
Nggak mudah, tetap sulit, cuman kami pengen kasih yang terbaik.
Gimana tuh caranya bisa untuk terus memberikan yang terbaik, Coach Yap?
Kalau untuk strat tanya Coach Boots.
Kalau ini dari chemistry, kita ngelihat player-player. Kalau siapa yang di sini bisa untuk menyatukan orang-orang hebat ini, orang-orang keren ini, jagoan-jagoan ini, biar menjadi satu as a team.
Yang bisa unite the team.
Sorry lagi.
Unite the team.
Ya, apa?
Who taking
siapa
care of that?
yang
Siapa
bisa?
dan how?
Kayaknya pasti Sans.
Sans. Coach aja bilang Sans loh.
Iya.
Sans, melihat hal ini kayak coachnya ngelemparnya ke kamu. Biar nggak ditanyain lebih lanjut kayaknya ya.
Gak tahu.
Apa rahasia nih?
Ya rahasianya ya yang seperti biasa yang kita lakukan di setiap Selasa ya nonton bareng, main game, ya main game ada lah pokoknya, bikin kita bersatu biasanya.
Tapi menarik di mana? Apa sih yang mungkin kalian punya dan tim lain gak punya karena kalian benar-benar menunjukkan kualitas kalian di babak playoff ini? Apa yang kalian punya dan kalian tidak punya, yang tim lain tuh gak punya gitu?
Harusnya sama sih sama yang tim lain ya, kita juga berlatih di setiap minggunya. Ya nggak jauh beda sama tim lain, pasti kita latihan terus.
Gak jauh berbeda, tapi kalau ada yang berbeda apa tuh?
Berbeda apa ya, kita mungkin ada beberapa game yang kita, maksudnya bukan yang ini, game lain lah pokoknya. Yang kita bikin nyatu gitu.
Pokoknya kayaknya dari chemistry tim dari Fnatic Onic ya yang kelihatan bonding banget. Makanya kalau interview saling ngasih satu sama lain ya. Dan melihat kalian akan menuju ke babak grand final nanti di hari Minggu. Masih ada dua tim yang akan berjuang untuk slot yang sama seperti kalian di hari Minggu. Siapa nih lawan kalian? Kalian udah ngelawan dua-duanya. Tapi siapa yang kira-kira akan kalian lawan di hari Minggu nanti?
Coba tanya yang lain, soalnya kemarin aku kan prediksinya gagal. Jadi coba tanya yang lain aja.
Siapa San? Siapa? Lutfi.
Lutfi. Milih siapa nih? Kalian udah ketemu dua-duanya, mau ketemu sama siapa di grand final?
Lawan siapa ya? Siapa aja sih, Gas?
Siapa aja, Gas?
Ya, Gas.
Siapa aja Gas, tapi kan kalian udah ketemu dua-duanya. Mungkin kalau di compare, yang mana yang bikin kalian lebih, aduh gitu pusing pas ngadepinnya tuh. Atau ya udah, Coba, berarti Bude kita tanyain kayaknya prediksinya. Karena kayaknya dua-duanya buat mereka nih sama-sama tangguh. Tapi buat prediksinya untuk nanti di lower bracket yang mana nih yang akan menemani kalian? Kira-kiranya bakalan seperti apa? Kai, gimana nih?
Apa sorry pertanyaan?
How do you see later on your
The lower bracket final
the lower
tomorrow.
Bracket final.
Prediksi finals.
Yes, prediction.
Menurut gua Geek Fam.
Why?
Soalnya ada Baloy sama Marky, teman gua dari PA.
Oh.
It's best of 5 series. Is it gonna be a close game, close match?
Mungkin 3-2.
3-2 untuk Geek Fam. Tapi Coach Yep tadi tuh seru banget loh, langsung kayak berseru, berteriak. Coach Yep, who will you predict for the final lower bracket later?
Gua nggak ngerti pertanyaannya.
Pakai bahasa.
Udah pakai bahasa Indonesia berarti. Jadi prediksinya apa Coach Yep?
Anion?
Waduh, oke.
Nggak tahu.
Kai, atau Kai yang pakai bahasa Tagalog.
Tapi gua
translate.
bisa bilang kalau Geek Fam besar-besar timnya. Kalau Evos ya rame gitu. Ya, itu aja.
Okay, how do you see these two teams? You are Evos Glory.
Dua-duanya kuat, Geek Fam kuat sama besar. Evos kuat juga, banyak itu bagus strategi juga sama rame Evos fans.
Sama mirip sama yang tadi sebenarnya ya. Menarik dari keduanya. Sudah datang 3 coach bersama dengan subs, bersama dengan para player semuanya sudah hadir. Karena mereka akan selebrasi 1 tiket Grand Final dan juga 1 tiket MSC 2024. Jadi Super Fans Sonic, sambutlah. Inilah dia, Raja Langit, Fnatic Onic.
What a way to not. This is looking like the prime Onic that we're used to seeing. They want to send a message that we're still here. We're still one of the top dogs. And we are going to defend our throne in MSC 2024.
Fnatic Onic, man. What a ride it's been for them, right? I mean, half point in the regular season, really struggling. 3-loss streak for Fnatic Onic in the regular season. That was unheard of. Everybody thought, yeah, Onic era is over. There's no way that they can be 4-time champ. Exactly that, from becoming the first ever 4-peat champions. I think in the history of MPL, not just MPL ID, we've never seen 4-peat for any, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Sure, not even NACT where Mobile Zen dominates every tournament.
I think in MPLSG, RSG, SG, we're about to do that, right? 4-peat, but then we don't talk about that. Yeah, we don't talk about the hardest game, you know. But yeah.
But man, considering how well Evos have been doing, right? That's what makes this so jarring. If this was the Evos that was doubted, that was questioned, then maybe would have been like, of course, Onic would have like taken over. But man, we thought that it was going to be close, and Onic just demolished. And this guy is one of the main reasons for sure.
Who is he?
He is the player of the match, presented by our official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy S24 series. The Samsung Ling on the Julian now. This pick is just insane. And he made adjustments too, by the way. He went to the Feather of Heaven here. And occasionally in those fights, he used his spells and he just was bobbing and weaving out of the fights. And those basic attacks, again, empowered, does a ton of damage.
Game 2, he actually Game 1, sorry. On the Julian, he also went for a Feather of Heaven Arashi, but he went for Divine Glaive first.
Exactly.
This game, way more Snowball, so, hey, there's more damage.
And there's way more brawls, right? With the Divine Glaive, he's trying to make sure that he can melt down the main front line. But here, you can see a difference in opposition as well. Now against the Tigreal, right? Not against the initial big, thick Barats. He can just go for the Feather of Heaven and do more damage. And look at the MVP heat map right here. From 5 to 10 minutes. This is his map.
Yep.
Dude, not a single area. Of course, the lanes occasionally only. But the whole jungle, man. We saw how difficult it was for Annabelle to try and do something. Usually the Ling, right? The Ling was the mobile hero that should be having this kind of heat map. But on the Julian, this man does not care.
Yep. I mean, he's called the god of the jungle for a reason. He's been on top and he's continuing to improve. Just an incredible player. And now Julian is definitely a force to reckon for the one that's gonna meet him in the grand finals. Might be one of the consideration for just in a second on what happened throughout that game.
There's the match highlights by our official gold partner, Ube as gold. All the way from the beginning, you can see, setting the tone here. Play on top of outplay again and again. And that's the team. They saw the combo coming in, then fine, we don't want that combo. We're gonna play, look at this, Kyrie is ever so slightly dodging out of it.
Man.
And look at the basic attacks. It definitely adds up. The chain as well, time to perfection.
Look at Brands.
An all-out dive right here. Onic since game number 1 has been doing these insane dives without a care in the world. And of course, the tower aggro dropping as well from Kyrie. Everything just seems to be so calculated. And the same thing here on top. We thought that, oh, it's done, it's over, but no. Onic immediately come in and punish every single bit of advantage that Evos are able to get is paid for with blood.
I feel like just every clash that Onic won, there's always some incredible play that no one ever expected. This one, Boy just prolonging his death for a bit for Annabelle to get taken down. That was looking like a clean engage, a clean pick-off towards Keyboy, but in the end, it's still a winning trade for Onic. Evos just looks very, very lost, and look at the timer, ladies and gentlemen, 10:22. What the hell?
Well, I guess they shouldn't be talking, man. I said go below 10 minutes, then we'll talk. But jokes aside, they were able to dominate Evos. The Evos that have been hyped up for so long, just like that.
They're on their main character arc, but they forgot. The villain's always stronger the first time round, right? Maybe they'll have a better chance second time, but
okay,
they're gonna meet another villain down below.
The war crime general himself. We'll have to wait and see. That's a storyline for tomorrow. But look at the domination. New buff. It's not given to him at all. Annabelle forced in the drafts by the Angela pick to go for this Link so early. And just immediately just beat up in the Land of Dawn. Only 2 items. That's just the Link, right? The fast farming, the mobile Link. 2 items. Nothing more than that just yet. Well, look at the gold difference too. It's like a 12,000, almost 13,000 gold difference. Everything, man. Not a single inch was given to Evo's glory at all. At every turn, every single attempt at scouting by Dreams was immediately stonewalled, immediately met with aggression. And that was the problem, right? We're talking about the fact that Dreams wants to go for these plays when he finds the big implosions, when he can find Sans, or maybe Kyrie as well, in those implosions. Hacking into the aggression as well. When Fluffy on the Ruby goes for the War Axe, goes for more aggression, can't be the main front line. It was just so difficult.
Do you think a forfeit is inevitable at this point?
Inevitable?
Probably not. But
I don't know, man. Like 90%, I would say Fnatic Onic have it in the bag.
True.
But for some reason, if Geek Fam can win tomorrow, I have a feeling that I don't want to say anything, but Geek Fam are scary. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, not only winning tomorrow, but the way they win today. If that can be replicated against Evos, then I think they have not a small chance, a solid chance to compete.
They took Fnatic Onic. It's almost like Fnatic Onic are a different team. To the team we saw yesterday, Geek Fam took them to 5 games. How impressive is that?
Rashi damaged the turret,
It's one of the more one-sided games we've seen in the playoffs so far. With nothing, man. Nothing was given at all. You have to wonder if that's the difference in opposition, right? The way that is, man, right, for Geek Fam, right? They were able to push Onic to the brink. So, is it just a matchup thing? We'll have to wait and see. But Rich Guy, CW, in this match, he's been very, very low-key. And again, we're reminded.
Yep, but we need to see what happened in that game, in our golden moment.
Dibiro orang dulu ya.
Ya, ini dibus dari orang nih.
Coba.
Nih kan?
Bisa
Gua angkat guys. Lihat-lihat. Nih guys. Pok dulu aja. Gua majuin. Gua masih OTW, gua masih aman guys. Lihat gua.
Masukin Luffy. Aman.
Ya aman gua guys. Ayo guys. Coba depan.
Gua ada wasis speed. Gua tinggi sekarang kan. Go.
Lari ini ya. Puri guys. Puri.
Masuk.
Lihat gua.
Masuk.
Coba.
Gua ada wasis.
TB. Aman gua. Gak ada puri nih. Setawe.
Mati.
Aman. Nice banget.
Kawan. Ada gua di atas. Ada gua.
Mau kemana? Udah santai. It's okay. Tukar 2 bro. Di MM-nya mati. Tarik gua.
Gua hilil dari jauh aja, Bang.
Aman gua aman nih. Lihat gua. Ini guys.
Mati, Mem.
Depan. Mati ke situ. Mati. Nice.
Coba.
Santai. Masuk gua aja lah. 12-3 guys tadi guys. 12-3.
Ini gue ikat. Coba botakin dulu guys. Ini gue angkat.
Masuk. Segera masuk.
Mati. Coba botakin guys. Sabar ya.
Bisa wave masuk. Wave masuk guys. Aja kalau bisa. Berdua aja. Fokus tower. Nice.
Let's go! Nice guys!
Two things that I want to note. First of all, is how nonchalant they are after winning. Well, that might be the reason. They might be, the winning culture is there. So if you're used to winning, to MSC, I guess, this is a place that a lot of people would probably trade their, trade themselves with some of the Onic players. They want to go to MSC, but no, this is just normalcy for Onic. Second one is the comms are not technical at all. It's always, we're safe. Oh, go in. There's no, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna ult, just watch me or something like that. No, it's always somehow like kind of a telepathy.
Yeah,
and Onic.
That's what good communication is like, right? Because if you have to talk about everything, if you have to narrate whatever you do, then the others aren't paying attention. You need to be able to understand what you need to do as an individual in that team at all times. It's just little advices. And I mean, maybe info is more of an accurate depiction, right? You give info. All right, he's used ult, that's it.
Well, let's look at the play of able to just go in and run over Brigatron.
We didn't see the actual play.
For Mirko to be forced to watch this again before we end the day.
I would have preferred the other diversion play that I said one of the play of the tournament, but that's just me. Sorry.
All right. I think there are a lot of different plays that we can choose from today. There were a lot of heavy moments. Yo, first day of full 3-0s.
Wow, it's insane. We're talking about how close Season 13 is gonna be and all that, but out of nowhere, closing onto the grand finals, 3-0s across the board. Is it because teams have been saving strats, saving picks? I mean, the Julian came out of nowhere. They were so close to losing against Geek Fam, and the Julian was nowhere to be seen. Is this a new development? Is this something that they were really just keeping, right? Because if they were winning Snowball in a Snowball fashion against Geek Fam, then it makes sense. But out of nowhere, this Julian, right? You have to just wonder and think about what exactly is going on behind the scenes.
I mean, I think so. In basketball, Arashi, there's like a coach that saved 200 play call just for the playoffs. And he never used it, just to put it into perspective.
Wow.
And, that conditional moment, that one little detail can change the match in your favor. And look at this, how just to put into context how unpredictable this season has been. Evos has been in the 9th position. GeekFam is looking very shaky in the early part of the season, with Ray and Hazel just swapping again and again, and now they found their winning formula. Evos versus Geek in the lower bracket finals. Do you expect this in the week 2 or like week 3? Absolutely not, right?
Nope, definitely not. I don't think we expected this to be the top 3. I mean, maybe Onic. Maybe for Fnatic Onic, we definitely still thought they would be here, but Evos and Geek, if in week 2 you told me that Evos and Geek would be top 3, fighting for an MSC slot, it'll be like, I don't know about that.
Real quick though, now you have to give some credit to the teams that got knocked out in the first day. Because we were saying like, man, what are they doing? They got beat 3-0, close game, Snowball, 3-2, close game, but they still lost, you know, in the first day against Evos, against Geek. But turns out Evos and Geek and made it all the way here. So those teams, Liquid Aura and RRQ, who got knocked out, you gotta give some credit to them as well. They were up against some real contenders.
Also some credit to Oraimo with the Edith exclusive edition here. The Oraimo Freeports Lite exclusive Edith edition, the ultimate choice for gamers with Edith's distinctive sound and gaming mode that takes your gaming experience to the next level. Plus, as the official partner of MPL, there's no doubt about Oraimo's quality. Get a 10% discount at the Oraimo official store at the Orange store with the code OraimoMPL and simply enter the code in the coupon section before checkout. Unleash the unstoppable sound, just like Keyboy earlier.
Yeah, he unleashed unstoppable sound. It looked like he was just playing at his maximum potential, and if you guys want to do the same, like Keyboy did, that Sans did, that Fnatic Onic did, Games Max Booster will help you in your endeavors.
Yep, don't let your gaming session end up being disrupted by lag, causing you to fail to push your rank. To make your gaming session smoother, use Games Max Booster. Prices start from 25k IDR, and you can get up to 36 gigs of data. Yes, 36, and hurry up and buy the package and activate the booster in the Dunia Games app only and only.
So easy, Arashi. Have you done it?
Of course. That's why you see a boost in my Mobile Legends performance, man. That's the secret.
Oh,
not the skills, though.
So that's why you've been playing Hanabi. You can now dodge everything, and you can carry the...
The day before the grand final of MPL Indonesia, the Samsung Galaxy S24 series will host an epic fun match, yes, on Saturday, June 8, 2024 at the same venue, the Jakarta International Velodrome. The Samsung Galaxy S24 series will be putting on not 1, but 3 exciting events with guest stars from R7, from RRQ, or maybe Fonzie from Team Galaxy. There will be a coaching clinic and a Mabar or play together session and a meet and greet, all happening on the same day, and I'm gonna be there.
A coaching clinic, so you can learn how to play the game, and then you can play the game. So there's theory, and then you can practice right on the spot, and you get to meet all your favorite content creators, ex-pro players, legends. Yep. It's a win-win, and you get to meet Sheffin because he'll be there. That's the ultimate win, right?
It's not even difficult though. It's super easy to win a chance to join in. You
No
check
way.
out the Twitter
No way,
at
Rashi.
Samsung ID.
Really?
Yeah, and then just join in. And you follow the Twitter page and then find the way right there.
That's it?
Yeah. It's that simple. I don't even have to explain the whole process, man.
Yeah, and even better, you gotta
So
come
easy.
here and watch MPL live in the stage, live in the flesh in Jakarta International Velodrome. Welcome to hashtag your everyday venue. After being revitalized for the historic 2018, now focuses on expanding its business through sports and entertainment events, and is now hosting MPL Indonesia Season 13. In addition to esports like events like MPL, the Velodrome, initially a cycling stadium, can also be used for various multi-purpose events such as concerts, boxing, school events, corporate gatherings, and brand activations. Your everyday venue for all your needs. This is a beautiful stage, man. This is the best stage that I've ever been on. I'm not even exaggerating.
Right, so MPL ID boxing match among the players when? I want to see that.
Make it
What
happen.
about among the casters?
Make it happen, right? And
Well,
maybe...
I don't want to fight.
No, you have to fight, Arashi.
Why?
Because don't you want to fight together with the Exorcist?
Exorcist?
Yeah. Fight together with the Exorcist to get rid of those ghosts.
Yeah, to kill the demons inside you.
Demons.
Oh, you're talking about the skins in...
No, I mean real life, like ghosts. Nah, yeah, skins, Arashi, of course.
Whoa, I see. Didn't know you had that whole character arc behind you, Mirko.
Bro, I've been cursing teams left and right, and you should know.
Well, you have to
gotta
exercise
fight.
those curses from Mirko with the Exorcist skins for Hayabusa and Granger is now available along with the exclusive items, and the draw event will be live from the
18th of May.
And
16th of
the
June?
16th of June. Thank you very much, my friend.
I got you, man.
And enjoy 50% off if first
Oh, wait.
one draw every day, and get a permanent exclusive item in the first 10 times draw, because the Kagura and Yuzong Exorcist skins are also back in the rotation, so don't miss out on it.
Speaking of curses, Sheffin.
The King of Curses is ready to take on the Land of Dawn. It's a revamp for the Yuji Itadori skin. We finally got the main man himself, Gege's favorite character, Mr. Sukuna from
I hate you, Gege.
From 6-8 to 7-13, MLBB X Jujutsu Kaisen collab skins will be back for a limited time. Join the MLBB X Jujutsu Kaisen draw event to enjoy 50% on your daily first one-time draw. What's more, you will get a permanent exclusive item or skin in the first 10 drops. Hurry and log in to participate now.
Ryoiki Tenkai.
Ryoiki Tenkai.
Do it, Rashi.
Ryoiki Tenkai.
Is this your favorite character as well?
Ryoiki Tenkai.
Kind of. Kinda?
Kind of.
He's half the man he used to be.
Oh, yeah,
If you don't, you know.
If you want to see more Mobile Legends action here in ESL, dive into the action now. Get tickets from 10,000 IDR by now. ESL.gg MLBB/MLBB Tix. What's this called?
What's what called?
What's this sign called?
Dash.
Dash. Okay, dash and
So
English
it's
caster, everybody.
.gg
English
slash
caster.
MLBB MLBB Tix dash and tickets from 10,000 IDR.
That's like one Batagoro or something.
Yeah, it's
two
like
Batagor.
it's one portion of street food. That's
Yeah.
that's how much value you're getting, man. You've seen the matches, like the MPL ID, the whole scene is crazy right now, and you can get prime MLBB action for 10K.
That's like one session with Arashi.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I mean, technically,
One
Arashi
meet
will
and
be.
greet session with Arashi.
Yeah, Arashi will be there, so
Yeah.
technically that 10,000 will be able to get a session to take a picture with Arashi, probably because, you want to know a fun fact? Last season's venue is going to be the venue for ESL SPS this season. It's Mahaka Square.
Oh, hey!
Oh, Mahaka
Throwback.
Square. I've never been there before, so.
It's quite nostalgic.
Last season,
Yeah.
bro.
Huh?
Last season.
Well, I'm not there.
Wait, really?
Really?
Are you not there?
I am not.
Did you not come to visit?
No, I'm seriously, I haven't been there. I'm
You
not
should
even
have
in
you should have
Jakarta.
visited us.
Well, now you're here.
Yep.
Just like
Hopefully.
Geek Fam. And Geek Fam might just be able to pull off what they did last season.
For sure, for sure. Oh man, what a day it has been. 3-0 for 2 matches in a row. Geek Fam winning against BTR, very unexpected. And Onic against Evos. Am I lying?
No, you're yapping facts.
Yep, that's it. And Onic versus Evos 3-0, very expected. Just kidding.
Whoa!
No.
You want
Like,
to do
Onic-
that again?
I
Your
mean,
season
Onic-
11 line? Remember the season 11 line?
No.
What does Evo stand for? Is that what you're trying?
Do it.
Should I?
I mean,
don't know, do you want
it's
to?
probably against your
I
best
mean-
interest, but we would love to see it.
I've been there before. It's not that bad, actually. And
Yeah, you've been many places, you know.
we can
In the regular
kinda,
season, you said
play it
something.
as a running joke, you know, as an excuse.
Season 2? Season 2?
I'm gonna think about
Let him think.
this.
But you know-
Can you give me something in return?
What?
What?
Well, I don't want to do it just for the sake of doing it.
I mean, you won't be
Give
doing
me
it
some
for
merch or something.
Give you some merch?
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, the negotiator. Well, I mean, don't you want to make it personal? Because you saw Kyrie earlier.
I've
usually
never been
he's
personal
chill.
to anyone.
Well, look, usually he's chill. He's chill, right? But he went, "Let's go!" earlier. That was, I would say, a bit uncharacteristic from Kyrie. So, you know, Shevin, if you've never been personal, this seems like the perfect opportunity to match that energy.
Why would I?
They're also against your team tomorrow, so technically it will
Exactly.
be personal tomorrow.
Exactly. Come on, call it.
Nah, man. Like,
Well, okay, then predict. At least predict, right? Geek versus Evos.
Geek versus Evos?
Score.
I'm in 3-0 for sure.
Oh, just like that.
Well, it happened once against the #1 in the standings.
Yep.
Why can't we replicate again against Evos? It should be easy,
Evos
right?
also beat the #1 in the standings, right? Technically.
Well, it's 3-1, so
Okay.
we got the advantage.
True. Stats don't lie, and so far, Geek have been able to take Fnatic Onic to 5 games. That's something
Yep.
that Evos have failed to do, and they 3-0'd Bigatron Alpha. That's also something that Evos failed to do. So, the stats are in Sheffin's favor, are in Geek Fam's favor. What about you, Rashi?
Oh, man. Considering that,
Your opinion is not valued. You're already out.
hey, because my team's out, that's why it's valid. Geek fam send RRQ back. I'm just saying, they gotta carry the torch all the way, so I gotta go for Geek and Shevin. For once, we are on the same page.
Let's go.
For once.
The King is supporting the Kingslayers. How ironic is that?
I mean, the Kingslayers got us here too, so you know.
Exactly.
It's a love-hate relationship and with Marta back in the middle.
It's all politics, man.
Yep.
We all have our own interests in our minds.
It's just so fun, man. But unfortunately, we have to close the day after this beautiful matches that we've shown in this beautiful Friday. So, do not worry. We have more matches coming tomorrow with Geek versus Evos. So, stand by for more matches, for more playoff action in MPL Indonesia Season 13 playoffs.
We own this!